Welcome, paranormal seekers, and let us go into the abyss. Join us to open your mind, both of your ears, and all three of your eyes, and discuss all things supernatural. We believe that we all learn from each other, and we all have a lot to learn. What will you learn today? Here are your hosts, paranormal investigator Shawn Gilmore and Chaos Witch Zarina Crow.
Love it.
You got that echo button on.
You got to keep it on. You got to keep it going.
Right on.
You got to keep on just going. Crow. So we are live, guys. Welcome into the abyss once again. Zarina, welcome again. We missed you last week.
Yes, I had zombie flu. Thank you for being so patient with me.
Well, you know, Mike Ricksecker, our guest, he, like, for some reason, whenever he comes on, you couldn't come on. Last time when Shawn was my co-host, he couldn't come on. It's like my co-host, they always miss his show, so he thinks that there's like a conspiracy. Speaking of conspiracies, we have two awesome guests, David Woolever and Eric Mcgill, resident Undead and resident RU Media own. Man, you guys just like do everything. You guys literally do everything. It's crazy. Include run this awesome network. So thank you. I want to thank you guys because this is awesome. It's so much fun. And I worked on another network and it was not half as much fun. So I appreciate it.
Well, I'll start by saying that we appreciate you guys even jumping in on this craziness with us. This basically started as an idea probably going on 2 years ago. We had the RU Radio Network, which we were basically just using for some behind-the-scenes stuff with Resident Undead, just going behind the scenes of what we filmed and explaining things more in depth. But then the idea of this whole network popped up, and here we are. Hopefully we'll grow some more this year.
I think so.
Well, I
we got Zarina.
Yeah, I definitely.
Zarina, so that's growth. So you guys also do a lot of work for Resident Undead. You guys are team members for Resident Undead. You guys do the investigations. You guys you do editing for them. And whenever they have special events, you guys are always there behind the camera and always working your asses off. It's incredible to watch you guys do your thing. And then on top of all of that, you guys have your own documentary that you guys are working on. Special events, you guys are always there behind the camera and always working your asses off.
There's something happening.
I'm not sure.
I hear something.
Is someone watching the show in the background?
Sounds like somebody is watching the show in the background. But that's okay. So yeah, but anyways, that was like my ADHD, like squirrel. She is like super giggly today, like very giggly. I think she took her giggle medicine or something. I don't know.
No, I just have a really good positive vibe right now. I'm excited about being here because I missed everybody, and it's just great to be back with everybody.
Well, you threw her to the fire with the bigwigs this week, so
I did. Well, I did.
I'm not scared. I'm just saying. I can hold my own.
You could. It's just with that medical marijuana, in the flu and everything, and I don't know.
No, trust me, I'm good. I'm just. It's just the Fanta.
I just like to give you a hard time. You know me. I just like to have fun. So, is that on everybody's sound? That noise?
Yeah, I'm getting it, and I don't have anything going on my end.
The repeating in the back, I don't hear it anymore.
No, it's static.
Yeah,
Oh no, I don't hear any static.
I hear the static. There. I still hear it a little bit.
No, it sounds like someone's like rubbing on the mic. Hold on.
Could be me. Is it my hat? I mean,
It's not me.
Nope. You're gonna tell your spirits to stop.
Look, it's Eric. I mean, he's got the whole entourage back there. I mean, like, there's like about 5. I'm just saying. See? They stopped when I told them.
I told you.
Yeah, it was Eric. It's not mine.
Oh, Eric.
Yeah.
Eric.
Yep.
Are you there? Are you there?
Yeah, I'm.
You there? Gooseby says, Eric, say something. You're freaking me out, man. So we can all see like what direction tonight's show's going in.
I was having a lot of trouble hearing everybody because of all the static.
Okay. Is anyone having like a delay? Did I fix that? I went and got a new Ethernet cord and ran it all the way through my house. So it should be working better, at least from my end.
I have no echo.
That's good.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. That's good stuff. So before we were distracted, I had mentioned all the things you guys do, but then I just briefly mentioned our haunted minds. Now, you guys are scheduled to be on to talk about your newest video that didn't end up coming out. But that's okay.
Yep, I killed that one.
Eric, technology hates you almost as much as it hates me. So
Maybe a little more.
I don't know about that. I've had a pretty crazy week with technology, and it's not being too kind. I don't know. Technology hates me. I'll put it this way. I told my boss that, and he didn't believe me until this week. So yeah. Anyways, your computer died. It just got out of the computer hospital. So now we can expect your new video when?
Okay.
Tomorrow. Done.
Oh God, yeah, done. Live right now.
Yes. You just which buttons was it again? Control. What were the buttons to edit? Control.
Oh, it's L space, and then the video's done.
L space. All right.
Gotta do it. L then space.
L and then
space. L messes everything up.
What if you do it at the same time?
What is happening right now?
See, Eric and I have a joke because of Ectovision and his editing, and it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. So Eric would always joke and be like, yeah, just push L in space. Sometimes there was a control in there. I could have sworn there was a control in there before. I don't know. But I'm not the editor. It's Eric. So Eric would push L in space, and then boom, new video is out.
Yeah, L space, then the video gets edited
Done.
all by itself.
Done. Perfect camera angles.
Perfect camera angles.
Yep. Upward, downward angles.
Everything comes up all willy-nilly perfect. Dave, you're not even smiling.
So, anyways, the thing is like when you are trying to, I mean, it's a lot of work to edit a video. I mean, not only do you go and you film for hours before you investigate, but you go and film for hours while you investigate. And then you come home and the work has really just begun. And so you just have literally months of work. And I know from working with you before, Eric, you dedicate so much time into that. And now you have not only your documentary that you're working on, and also I'm sure you're helping out Resident Undead with a lot of projects too. And then you have us here at RU Media. So I find it completely understandable because I know how much technology hates you. But I'm pumped to see your new video. It's at all of our favorite location, Madison Seminary. We know that's been announced. So we know there's going to be some good evidence because that place does not disappoint. It might be different each time you go, but you're going to experience something one way or another, for sure. So I don't know. Do you guys have anything you want to say? Any teasers? I mean, you guys released one teaser that was actually two teasers. One was like almost off the theme of like of one really popular show and one famous movie or group of movies, maybe.
Yeah, there's a fun story about the one that we released, and actually, I didn't even get a chance to tell Dave this. But Stephanie Gentry, she sent the little video that I made for Stranger Things. It's kind of like a spoof on Stranger Things.
Mm-hmm.
She sent that to somebody who worked on the show Stranger Things, and they loved it. I was like, wow,
really? Did they like personally message you this or what? Like that would be cool.
I don't know. Stephanie handled all that. Stephanie.
Oh, okay.
So I that's the funny story about that. And then the Marvel one was the other one. And here's a little bit of a teaser. I think I might have told you this, Shawn. Those videos that we released, they really don't have anything to do with the documentary.
Not at all.
We've been kind of keeping the documentary and its secrets under wraps, and we apologize for that. But at the same time, we're very happy that we did that.
Sorry, not sorry.
Sorry, not sorry. But what can we tell you about this? One thing I will say is that I was pleasantly surprised with the stuff that we caught at Madison Seminary. And you know me, I'm very hard to please. But Madison Seminary was over the top. It really was.
So now that I'm sorry, I'm jumping ahead, and it might be even a little bit assumptive, but it's been announced Adam Kimmel and Resident Undead now have another awesome location here in Ohio. So is that where your next location will be, or is that secret?
What do we think,
Dave?
I think the two of us could handle a 33,000 square foot old infirmary.
I mean, you guys did Madison.
So might as well.
I remember, my first investigation filming with Eric was at Ohio State Reformatory. And I'll tell you what, I think at that point in time, I'd only set up our cameras like a couple of times. And it was a lot. And it was intense because like at OSR, like they didn't give us extra time to come and set up. We had to go there, set up, and break down and get everything done on time. It was intense. But we still ended up with some great stuff, and Eric did, of course, an awesome job on the editing of the video. But that was just my first experience of being in a documentary at OSR, setting up cameras in this huge freaking prison, running extension cords like everywhere, and it was insane. So I understand, but to me, the viewer, it's worth it that you guys go through all that work.
Yeah, go ahead, Dave.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, yeah, it's especially hard. Like Eric and I, we talked about wanting to do this, and when it came time to shoot Madison, it was lucky that we had gotten Adam to agree to come on as a special guest with us for Madison, because obviously with the three of us together in one space, it's going to be 10 times easier than it would ever be with just the two of us. But yeah, I think the two of us can handle Fairfield pretty well. So I'm excited that we'll go ahead and say that Fairfield will be number 2.
Yep. So yeah. And right, without Adam, it would have been way more difficult. He took a production that would have otherwise been would have been he and I there until the early hours of the morning, just constantly on our feet running, and made it so that everything ran smoothly and we were able to comfortably investigate and get everything done. Not because I'll tell you one thing, Adam will tell you how good Dave and I are, but don't let him fool you. He's every bit as good as either one of us, and in some ways he tops us. So don't let him fool you. He talks about how good he and I are, but he's the man. So don't let him pull over your eyes.
Well, he's been editing videos for quite some time too. So, and they're great. They're fun to watch too. And I love that he works so hard on his videos too, because I like watching those too. So, so as a viewer, I'm very much appreciative of all the hard work that you guys do. I don't think that most people really know though how much work goes into these, because oh my goodness. I mean, it's just like you go and you film, and then with the editing, and like I don't know if anyone's ever seen any sort of editing program, whether if it's for music or for video, but you just have layers upon layers upon layers of different things that are going on all at once, and then the timing has got to be impeccable, and everything's right, and then everything needs to sound right. And Eric, and I know David, they're very, very much everything needs to be perfect. So it's everything that they do. It's just so great. So that's why it's like you guys put this on. I watch it on my TV just because it's looks good on my TV. And there you watch other YouTube. My kids watch like these other like weird YouTube videos, and they try and watch it on my TV. I'm like, this doesn't look good. Get off my TV. So maybe it's
yeah, we try to put out as best TV quality material as we can, whether it's Resident Undead or whether it's anything for, the Media Network or now our Haunted Mind. So we're doing our best.
Well, keep on keeping on, because you guys are kicking butt, and so I'll definitely look forward to this next video, and so it's a shame that technology hates us all, but hopefully that'll be out soon. I know that there's other teams out there that are trying to get stuff out there, and they're having their issues too. So I don't know. Maybe there's just something in the air where just that's messing with technology. And I'm not talking about the coronavirus, because I don't know. Yesterday that wasn't at the stage yet, but today it's here. It's magic. So I don't know. But wow. So
yeah, I mean, we could talk about because we haven't really done this yet. I don't think Dave and I have really told people what this show's really kind of about.
Let's do it.
We kind of did, but maybe we could do it again. I don't know, because we haven't been releasing any of the teasers and stuff. We've been kind of hanging on to those just because I thought, it might be cool for everybody to just kind of see it when it's done. Because it's hard to explain it. Dave and I will show up at a place and we'll have some things that we want to try, maybe some things that he and I have talked about, and we'll just, we'll try it and see what happens. And, one of the things we do is we'll show if it works, and sometimes we'll show if it doesn't work. But we try to explain the theory behind whatever we're doing, and that's kind of cool just to see different things tried that you might not have seen before, to see if it maybe works or maybe if it doesn't work so good. We're showing people some of the things that happen during an investigation that maybe we as investigators know to look for, but maybe just the hobbyist or maybe somebody who has a little bit of an interest in the paranormal, but maybe isn't quite as seasoned as some of the rest of the people who are out there doing what we do. And you kind of show them, hey, here's what happens sometimes. And we know to look for this. And, this is what it is when you happen to encounter it or experience it. It's not paranormal necessarily, but, here's an explanation of this or that and how this works. So those are some of the things that we're doing that are kind of cool.
And I will say that after the Madison Seminary, the pilot releases, the second episode is it'll be probably roughly the same format. And Eric, you can tell me if I'm stepping out of line here, but it'll probably be roughly the same format, but it will also probably be wildly different depending on what we get into when it comes to, especially a place like Fairfield County Infirmary. So
I'm sorry I didn't hear the first part, Dave, but you're probably right. You're too big to You're way too big. I would not do that.
So I guess Eric is the one having sound difficulties tonight. So that's good. I don't know if you guys saw, Fairfield County Infirmary says whatever, Woolever and Eric are gods. So that must be Adam. But
oh, you got him on a giggle fit now.
I know it's good.
Oh yeah,
Zarina passed her medical marijuana. All right, so Candace Norton, she wants to know, how long does your investigations take?
In a perfect world, when it comes to B-roll and pre-production, the actual investigation, I don't know. For a typical RU shoot, close to 24 hours. For our first shoot for our Haunted Minds, it was probably 14, 16 hours for the process. Somewhere in there. So
we
it's not
a couple hours, didn't we?
Sometime after probably about 4:30, 5 o'clock, I think.
Yeah. And
I think we did some more after that. But it takes a while, especially if you're going to be, filming like we do. Even back in the days when I didn't film, we'd be someplace for, 10 hours or so. But when you throw the filming into it, you got to account for a lot more. So
here's the truth: with Adam, 14 to 16 hours. Without Adam, 6 to 8 weeks.
There you go.
So are you saying that Adam is like a slave driver?
No,
he just
kidding, Adam.
Well, the problem that we get when the three of us are together is no one like Becca or anyone is there to kind of keep the reins on us.
Yeah, it was too much dull work and not enough Paul work. That's what happened. A couple times.
That and the fact that there's so much that we want to do, that especially at Madison when we filmed, we didn't have a set schedule, so we could have done pretty much anything we wanted to, and we kind of had to rein that back in a little bit more and just kind of see where the night took us. So I think everyone will be pleasantly pleased with the outcome from Madison Seminary.
Well, Madison is huge, right? And it's hard to cover a building that size all in one night and really to really capture everything that building has to offer as far as paranormal activity. Now, Eric and I, we've talked a little bit about this, but outside the building, have you guys ever, like, I know that this isn't going to be in your video, but it's Madison Seminary, so have you guys had anything crazy happen, like, outside? Like, the craziest thing I've noticed, like, one night I was there really late with a flashlight tour, and then after everybody had left, coyotes were just, like, going crazy. They sounded like they were out by our cars. It was insane. It was just, like, weird and kind of creepy. But, like, it feels like there's stuff outside. What do you guys think?
I
would think
remember
so.
that you messaged me when you were on that tour that night. I remember that night. It was creepy. You were telling me about the coyotes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah, especially around front by the Civil War building,
Mhm.
and then around to the side by the closest neighbors, where there's that little like forested area beside the building.
Mhm.
You can at times throughout the night, if you're out there, you kind of feel like something's watching you, or you can hear some footsteps here and there, and you never know if it's actually going to be, one of the cats that are around or what have you. But there's some odd feelings outside of the place too, and it doesn't shock me at all.
There's some pictures of Eric petting a cat there.
You don't have that picture. Yeah.
I don't. I should share it. I could probably find it if I looked really hard.
If you don't have it, there's no proof.
Okay, challenge accepted. So with that, now I'm gonna be distracted, guys. I got stuff. Okay, so here. Tina Zulo Shaw, she wants to know if one could only bring one piece of equipment for an investigation, what would it be? She says she's asking for an amateur friend.
That's a good question. You know what I always say? Digital audio recorder. That's my go-to for somebody just starting out. They're cheap, and they yield the best results, I think.
Yep, same. Pretty much and you don't have to break the bank on a digital voice recorder. You can go to Walmart and pick one up. For me, audio evidence can be the most crucial, in my opinion. Just because you're not always going to obviously capture something on a snapshot or a video camera. So as long as you have some audio running, if you capture something, it's going to be there. So
yeah,
I want to ask, on all your investigations, what is the oddest thing that you guys have ever found when you've been out there, as long as you've been doing it?
Zarina, I didn't quite hear your question. I'm sorry.
Sure. As long as you guys have been doing investigations, what is the weirdest or the most oddest thing that you have found?
I'll let you take that one, Eric, because I have to think on that.
Oh, okay. So this could be like something that I experienced or something that we captured, investigators.
Either or.
Well, I'll tell you, some of my most profound experiences have been things that happened to me personally, but of course you're not ready to film or record, so you don't capture them.
Right.
And I want to say the most profound experience I had happened when I was a child, and I was like 6 years old when that happened. It's kind of a long story, but bottom line is I saw a guy with great big huge eyes, like the size of golf balls, maybe bigger, staring at me, and he had these huge teeth, and he grinned at me, kind of like bared his teeth at me, and he walked across the yard. When I was like 6 years old when I saw this, and he kind of fell forward into some tall weeds and disappeared. Like before he hit the weeds, he just vanished. So that terrified me. I remember not knowing what the paranormal was at the time. I just thought it was a scary monster or a man or something. I wasn't older, and I realized what it was, what it had to be, that I had seen. So that's what got me really hooked on to learn more and explore it and, investigate.
It happened for me too.
I'm sorry?
I'm so sorry. You go ahead.
I've had some really cool experiences here in the apartment that I live in right now. Shawn's been here with me things have happened. I've had people come over here. Shawn knows Roland. He won't come back in here anymore. He'll stop by in his car, and he won't get out of his car. He won't come in here because one time when he was here, we were setting up green screen. We heard some noise in the kitchen, so we come out and we saw the pot on my stove rattling and getting ready to fall off onto the kitchen floor. It freaked him out. He kind of like turned like all shades of white, and he darted. And he's not actually been back in here since, and that's been like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
So yeah, just a lot of things have happened here, and a lot of people think I'm crazy because I actually purposely moved here because I knew there was activity. Some people won't move into a place if they know that it's got stuff going on, but I was like, this is why we're here. We're here to experience this crazy life. So I wanted to get in here and see what it was like to live with it. And
you should let me remote view it one day and just kind of read and see if what I get off of it, just as coming into it from a fresh perspective without you ever telling me anything. I would be interested just to see.
Oh.
She's good at it.
Okay.
I think that'd be really interesting.
I know I freaked Shawn out a few times at his house, so.
And
I live in North Florida.
And she helped me with a undisclosed local location that I'm not allowed to discuss, but she helped me there. I don't know. I feel like I could vouch for her. I think it would be great. I think it would be kind of cool because of the type of stuff.
Oh, before I forget, the first time I did an investigation here, I don't know if April Thomas is listening to this or watching this, but the first time we did an investigation here, she went into the back room at the end of this hallway behind me, and a shadow followed her into the room, and we caught it. But I don't know where that footage is. It was amazing. It was. She could vouch for it if she's on. I think she saw it because we all looked at it like this arm or something came after her. I don't know. I was hoping that she was listening and she'd say something, but I can't see who's watching.
What about your alarm clock?
Oh, that alarm clock. That was pretty awesome. Scary. Very scary. Should I tell that story or should we let Dave say something?
I'm good.
It up.
It's nice to kick back every once in a while.
Goose says I'm crazy.
I like Goose's.
He says Goose says you're crazy.
Hey,
and
Goose I'm busy.
And apparently you've gone from gods to freak creators. So I just loved how the difference of the comments there, Goose.
So the alarm clock. One night I woke up. To like raspy, heavy breathing at the foot of my bed. And of course you're just kind of like, well, maybe it's something outside and it sounds like it's in my room. But eventually it became pretty clear that it was inside of my room. And then it kind of got a little bit closer. And then I felt some pressure kind of on the back of my head, like somebody gently put their hand on the back of my head. And that was pretty intense. So I'm froze at this point, hearing this heavy, like gasping for air, just like somebody was struggling to breathe. That's what it sounded like. And then I started to smell some You know what it smells like when electronics start to smoke? That's what it smelled like. My room started to smell like that, and I heard my alarm clock start to hum. Oh, there's Chris talking about my room there. Yeah,
He says it was
started to
relaxing to him.
smell like,
Sorry, I interrupted you. Chris said that the energy in your apartment was.
Don't believe Chris. He's a weirdo. Let me tell my story, Chris.
That was also my fault.
I'm starting to smell this electronics smell like it's on, like it's burning up, and then I hear my alarm clock start to hum, kind of like a, and it got louder, and then it just popped, and kind of like fried, and I could smell it. It permeated. That smell permeated my room. So, I probably skipped over a few things, but yeah, that was pretty intense. That froze me up for a while there. I was just laying there kind of waiting for the next thing to happen. But I've had some other cool, intense things happen here. So all kinds of things. Been quiet though for about a few months.
Until you started talking about it on my podcast, and now tonight it's going to be crazy again. That new alarm clock that you purchased is now going to be fried in the morning.
Well, the wind-up one that my mother got me is already done. I woke up one morning, and instead of it going off and ringing, because it's the old style that you wind up, I woke up before it went off, and I heard it. It kind of like made a weird noise, and it sounded like an animal dying. It was like, it didn't even sound like a chime, and now it doesn't work anymore. So it's done now. And it's funny because the whole reason my mother bought me this clock is because she and my father stayed the night over here once. And I told them, make sure that you bring your alarm clocks, because, you know, clocks don't always work here. And, you know, you tell people that and they're like, okay, whatever. But they did it. They actually believed me. That, hey, thank you.
Can we just have the rest of the show like this?
Well, it happened.
I love that guy.
That's the start of a Netflix documentary.
Can I just leave that up for the rest of the show?
You know who took that?
Huh?
Adam took that photo.
I found it on his page. Yep, I found that on his page. I had to check a few different pages to find it. So, yeah. Thank you, Adam. You gave me some good content.
So, anyway.
Mission accomplished, by the way.
Clocks, my parents brought over 3 clocks. Their alarm clocks, none of the 3 of them went off, and neither of mine did that morning when we had to get up and go to work. So that's a true that happened. Hit all 5 of them.
That's
tell everybody.
That's crazy. That is crazy. And
yeah, it was crazy. They were shocked. And I was like, no, I'm not kidding.
They're probably like, yeah, right, whatever. But Eric will go along with whatever he says. Yeah, whatever. Then sure enough. So, well, we're getting lots of feedback on your photo. People like it, so that's good.
I wish I could see the comments. People are probably making fun of me for the kitty cat, right?
Oh yeah, they're here. So you can see them, because I know you have trouble hearing. Nick Mull says that's a great photo. Letty Cortez says, "Aw." We're getting some LOLs. And Tony Santori says, just an FYI, Eric R. the cat.
Ate the cat.
Oh, Eric ate the cat? Oh, no.
Tony.
There it is. Ate the cat. Sorry. Yes. So yeah, I feel like we should just have like the rest of the show with that up there. So There we go. So, David, do you live in a home with any sort of weird experiences, or have you ever lived in a home with weird experiences?
Yes and yes. The house that I spent the majority of my childhood in, up until I moved out to a place of my own, had some interesting stuff going on in it. That's kind of what led me to where I am today, actually. I think it was either built in the late 1890s or very early 10-ish English, that period of time. But there was my sister and I both had a very similar experience where my parents' bedroom is currently used to be the big room that we set up all of our like really ornate Christmas decorations in every year, and our biggest tree was in that room. And my sister and I both actually witnessed it was like an older couple in period clothing that were arm in arm that would stand in front of the Christmas tree and just look at the Christmas tree. And then if you would say anything, or if they heard you coming down the stairs or something, they would literally, when I first saw it, I made a noise coming down the steps as I saw them, and they both turned to look at me and then just disappeared from in front of the tree.
Oh, wow.
And besides that was really the only time that I really saw much in my parents' house. We would hear things constantly, like silverware rustling and footsteps. You could smell tobacco, like the real strong stuff that people would put in like the pipes back in the day. Smell baked goods all the time. And it was constantly something happening there. And when my wife and I moved to where we are currently, I don't know if there was anything there prior to us being there, but with me being at this for, the 10 plus years that I have been, it's very likely that something has decided to take up roots in the new place. So we do have things occasionally go on, but nothing that I'm too concerned about.
Nice. I it's kind of funny. Like, as an investigator, your reaction is like, nice. That's awesome. I remember when I grew up and I had my experiences. It wasn't so nice. It didn't feel nice. It was actually kind of scary. So, but still, now I'm an investigator, and I'm like, yeah, that's actually really cool. That's some great interaction, and for spirit to show themselves like that to you in front of the tree, I mean, that took a lot of energy. That took a lot for them to do. So that's like really neat and really special. But I'm sure
if they actually feed off of electricity, that was the room to be in.
Yeah, that's true.
The whole half of our block could have saw that room.
So I'm going to put this back up. Goose says, good night, guys. The next big show coming to RU Media Network, Ghost Pussycats.
Wow.
The Putty Tat.
Holy damn.
So and it's kind of neat, like how we have these experiences and it brings us into the paranormal. And I mean, for me, like, I didn't like grow up psychic or anything like that. I mean, I guess I probably did. I just didn't know that like I was an empath until I started to venture into the paranormal, and I was actually shown that. And so it's kind of like neat how you go and you learn, and it helps things make more sense. I wish I knew half of what I know now when I was living in that condo in Sugar and Falls, because there's some really intense things that happened. And I'm sure when you saw those people in front of your tree, I mean, what was your initial reaction?
Mostly just froze me, where like there wasn't anything that my brain wasn't telling me, okay, we'll keep going downstairs. It also wasn't telling me to go back upstairs. So it was just kind of like, okay, then what do I do?
Right.
Obviously, there's not supposed to be anyone here. So, I don't know. It was just kind of, I froze there, and then I think I went to move one step or went to move. I think it was try to slowly get back up the steps, and it's literally they just turned to look, and then that was it. Never saw him again after that either, and we had the same setup
Really?
for years and years and years until actually we had that same setup until probably the last 5 years at my parents' house.
Oh wow!
So
they just came and said hi, and maybe that's all they wanted to do.
I guess, yeah.
I don't know. It's tough, like not being able to always talk to them, right? Not always know what they're saying. It's like it's weird. Like I live in a haunted home now, and there's a woman here, and it's like weird because I mean, me being an empath, like I could tell, like if I'm watching a movie that she doesn't like, I could feel it. But it's like, what is she like? It's I don't know. It's like you still want to. It's like you have a person that's there that you can't really communicate with. You know.
She likes the cooking channel.
So does my wife.
Did you hear what I said?
She likes the cooking channel. She does not like scary
on the
stuff.
other end, but on the other end of me being psychic and medium and hearing them 24 hours, 7 days a week, unless I filter them, it can get annoying too because some of them won't shut the hell up. I mean, seriously, some of them just blah, 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 you know? So on my end, sometimes I feel lucky that you guys can't hear what they say.
That makes sense.
Yeah. It does. It does.
That would be like, I feel like that would be almost like the people who wish they could like talk to their animals to hear what they are actually saying when they're really like cussing you out all day.
Right.
I like, seriously, there's been a couple of them. I'm like, dude, this is redunculous. You need to go find something to do because I've got stuff to do right now. I ain't got time for this.
Right?
Yeah, pretty much.
So
I'm having a lot of people hearing what's going on right now.
You gotta crank your hearing aids up, buddy.
Okay, you know what I learned? What I learned about StreamYard. It works best through a hard connection. So if you're on with your phone, you're not going to have as good of a connection. So that's one thing I've learned. And so that's why I switched to hardwire, so that it goes through further. Because when we have guests on it seems to happen a lot more with Apple products. I don't know why, but then again, maybe it's just that more people that I talk to have Apple products. Because I know Eric has an iPhone, and I know Zarina has an iPhone, and she was having connection problems before. So I don't know. I don't know if it's brand related or if it's just Wi-Fi related.
I think it's more related to the fact that the folks at StreamYard have kind of designated this to be more of like a desktop or a laptop platform than it is so a mobile platform, which I'd imagine they'd be working on because it's still relatively new that I can tell. So,
well, there's something I really wanted to do, and with Eric's connection being the way that it is, it's going to make it hard. But I want to try and do this. So one thing that people may not know about Eric is that he has a little bit of, and I'm sorry if it's not okay for me to say it, but I'm saying it. He has a little bit of a background in comedy. And also with that being said, he's a freaking fantastic dancer. Do you guys know that about him? Have you seen him dance?
I didn't know he was a dancer.
Oh, man, I have seen him do some things. And so my kids are in, and he has no clue what's going on right now. Eric, check your messenger. So, Eric, check your messenger. He doesn't know what's going on. So my kids are really
messenger.
Yes, please. So my kids are very much into an app called TikTok. And I found this video. I'm going to play it. I'm gonna play it off my phone because I don't want it. So here, if I can do this.
We lost Eric.
Okay, ready?
I think Eric may have to reconnect.
See, it's people. They get on and they make videos, right?
Okay.
And my kids are really into this, right? So I was watching these, and I was sending these to Zarina last night. Like, there's this guy here. Check this out. Like, these people, like, they spend their day like doing TikToks, and they like get TikTok famous, right? So I think that we need to make Eric TikTok famous.
Oh,
Here on Into the Abyss. But Eric's gone now. He's like, oh man, he's gonna do something.
I think we need to try to reconnect Eric.
Eric is like, man, I'm gonna do something stupid. So, but maybe he's watching the videos that I sent him. I don't know. Uh-oh, now my phone's being stupid. Okay. So I'm gonna resend this one to him too. So I don't know. So I sent him that too. And there he is.
Yeah.
Yay! Welcome back.
I don't know what the problem is, but you keep breaking up. I can't hardly hear a thing you guys are saying.
Yeah. So that is.
We're talking about your pole dancing past.
Huh? Well, now everyone knows.
All I can say is dollar bills, yo.
Eric, the next time I go to Madison Seminary for a flashlight tour, you are doing a TikTok.
I was?
You are. You will.
Okay.
TikTok.
Deal.
You guys heard it. You guys heard it. He doesn't know, but you guys heard it. He's going to do a TikTok, guys. And you know what? You know what'd be cool if we got like everyone to do the TikTok. We could all become TikTok famous, guys. It's a fun. No.
Is this like a new Vine? Is that what it is?
It's this app that the kids are into. Like there's like some stupid video that's playing right now. People like do like stupid challenges and they're showing like a baby dancing. You can see a show reflecting on you.
Do this if someone makes you mad.
Do this if someone makes you mad.
Step 1, go to phonefinder.net.
Go to Phone Finder.
Do you think your car insurance?
They show you all sorts of stuff. Who's this dude? Every little step I take. Jamming to.
Luckily, we don't have enough subscribers to be monetized because we wouldn't be anymore.
Eric, you're doing a TikTok.
Whatever.
I think he should do it in a Ghostbuster outfit. It would work for me. I'm just saying.
Like that. Eric.
That sounds classy.
That's what I'm saying.
I can be your sugar when you're feeling for that sweet spot. Baby, and eat it to your teeth.
You're gonna do that. That's you, Eric.
I don't know. It's been a while since I've done anything that crazy.
Everybody 21
I believe in you, Eric.
That's not you. Then just keep scrolling.
Here, check out. Like these guys, they got fancy. Did it on the escalator. Look, it's not playing. It's playing music, but it won't play the video.
So one day I decided to go to Walmart and get a can of Flex Seal.
What?
And we'll never know how that story ends.
We won't.
Every good story starts with a can of Flex Seal.
we're down the TikTok rabbit hole.
I want Eric to do it.
Okay, Eric, are you gonna do it? We want you
Here.
to do it.
They did first. The music is absolutely horrible. Like, I'm yet to see a TikTok video with good music. But these people, they do these dances, Eric. You got to do one of these. You can do that. Let's go, on TikTok.
With the kitty cat.
With the kitty
I
cat.
have to do that.
Kitty cat TikTok.
Or whatever. Watch me.
Kitty cat
What's
TikTok.
that?
Kitty cat TikTok.
No.
You. Oh.
Then we have to get Goose to do it. I swear to God, it will not be complete unless we let Goose do a freaking TikTok.
You guys are going on a show tomorrow.
Oh, double dog dare him, like totally challenge him, guys. I'm serious.
You guys, all four of you need to do TikTok tomorrow. Are you guys all going to be in the studio?
Eric will be.
When?
Oh, tomorrow.
You forgot?
He has no clue what's going on. He has no clue what we're saying
Yeah.
right now. Like we
Now
could
you
be
see?
saying anything in the world right now. And he
And
wouldn't
now
have a
you
clue.
see how I felt
probably-
on that show with Tim Shaw. I had no idea what you guys were talking about.
I know, and this is what Mike went through last week.
How about I leave this and come back because I can't hear a word.
Okay. TikTok.
Can I try that?
You're the boss.
I'll be right back.
I'll be back. In the Terminator voice.
Well, he's supposed to be in studio tomorrow.
I don't think he knows what's going on right now. That's just the thing. Like when you have tech issues, you do a live show. It is what it is.
Mhm.
Yeah. I know that all too well.
And it was. The first two shows was really frustrating because I would end up over talking over Shawn, and it was just like, the echo was insane, and it was driving me bonkers. And so hopefully it's a little bit better this show, and that way I can represent Shawn. Ooh! I'm in the middle.
That's a hell of a sandwich right there.
I know, right? I'm telling you what.
Look, it made all of our pictures closer. Like the people really want to see me that close up.
I feel so close to you guys. It's such a para community of lovingness. I'm just saying. I feel so special right now.
Wait, which way? Oh, that way.
So yeah, he's
wait,
giving you a wet willy.
No, you remember the wave? Remember back in the 80s when you did the wave thing? Yeah.
Oh,
Hey, don't judge me, man.
As we just play with the technology.
I know. I'm just saying.
Like that. Wrong way.
Oh, wait a minute. Look, it happened.
He's back.
There he is.
Woo!
I
don't hear him. So, like, what seems like happens with this issue is there's a really big time, like, lag. So he's like seeing us like way late, and he's only getting like chops of what we're saying. So, hey, Eric, can you connect on your computer?
I don't have a. Well, I might be able to. I don't know what it'll be like here, but I can give it a shot.
That's okay. I mean, we're already an hour into the show, but I just thought that
Well, I'm hearing you fine now.
Oh,
I
that's
guess it's
good.
intermittent.
Mhm.
Like everything you just said there was good, and then someone else will start talking, and then it's just I hear TikTok and laughter. That's it.
You're gonna do a TikTok.
We heard TikTok. I heard TikTok for like 3 hours of the show.
You're doing a TikTok. You're doing a TikTok.
I don't know what that is.
It's like the most absurd, most annoying app out there. It's a social media where people post pre-recorded like videos, and they like dance, do these stupid dance moves to stuff. And what?
Sounds awful.
Sounds awful?
Yeah.
It is pretty awful. I made a pretty cool one of my kids, though. Not that you guys want to see my TikTok. But you can like dance, and you can like here. I made one that's pretty funny. I'm gonna play it.
Not funny.
I want to see you do that, Eric. Stupid TikTok.
This week on the RU Media Network,
We're playing
Shawn
TikTok. Watch.
3 hours straight.
It's so stupid, but it's fun.
Not a sponsor.
Yeah, we're not getting dimes.
It's so stupid, but it's fun. It's just, a thing. And so I want Eric, like you do that thing where you like click your heels, you can like do that thing. You click your heels, you jump in the air, you click your heels. Yeah.
That's a leprechaun.
Yeah, he does that.
What? You can do that? That's skills.
He could totally do that. And he like
You
gets
got
air.
skills, man.
He's got mad skills.
He's got like river dance skills. Is that what I'm saying?
Jordan,
river dance?
Not quite.
Yeah, it's annoying.
Not quite.
Imagine having two kids doing that, and then your wife encouraging it. And so I do it like every once in a while on like the weekends. So I guess I do encourage it a little bit, but they have fun, so I have fun with them. So, but I want Eric to do a TikTok, and I think he'd be TikTok famous. Like it's like people's goals in life to be TikTok famous, guys. Sorry, I can't. So, anyways, back to the paranormal. What is next for RU Media? Is there any new news?
Well, as soon as Our Haunted Minds drops its first episode, we'll be looking to go shoot for episode 2.
All right.
We are still kind of in the process for doing some things with the Mad Crew up at Madison, which we can kind of spin off and do some things down at FCI now also. So there's plenty of opportunity for things to come about for the RU Media Network.
Definitely.
We just have to make sure that our schedules aren't, spread too thin. But hopefully 2020 has a lot more stuff than people are ready for when it comes to everything RU related. So
right on. Well, I'm excited. I'm excited to see what else going to be coming.
And just like every other time, we just can't talk about it.
I know. It's not being so secretive. It's always so hush hush. Now, Jordan, I'm just going to put this up there. Who was it talking about your secret hush hushness? But it fit. He was talking about the TikTok, but it fit. No, I'm kidding. You got to keep people's interest, and you got to keep people coming back for more. So,
well, if I heard correctly, you had asked if we have anything special planned for the next episode of Our Haunted Minds, or
we can ask that. We can.
Huh?
That's a good question.
Well, we have some cool things that we've been tossing back and forth that we would like to try, and I have some things that I haven't even had a chance to talk to Dave about. I think will make our videos even better.
Awesome.
That's something that we had talked about, things to kind of improve the look and the feel of everything. So
yeah, so I'm all ears. Now, Eric and I, when we do get to actually sit down and have meetings about all this stuff, it's like everything gets compiled into such a tight bubble that when we finally get to talk about it, it all just sprays all over the wall.
Yeah.
So between his schedule and my schedule, it's it can get rocky communication wise, but everything always seems to work out.
Gotta get some buckets. Split the bubble in the buckets.
yeah, we got really fortunate that Adam joined us, because the thing that I brought with me, Madison Seminary just crapped all over it. I'll say that. That's a good teaser. Good teaser.
Yep.
A lot of failures.
Madison Seminary showed her ass that night.
Ooh.
That's what I'll say.
That's a sexy ass.
It's a big, sexy ass.
Big ass. Must be a big shit. Well, you guys, since I worked with Eric, there's a lot of new equipment that you guys get to work with. That I watched you guys using at the MadCon and stuff, and so do you guys have access to using those? Like I don't even know what these things are called. I'm so not like a video editor, producer, and anyway, but you know the thing, or the track, the camera track. You know, you guys have a remote control like camera track. I mean, that's insane.
Mm-hmm.
That's so cool. Like, I mean, I remember like watching Eric trying to like he made one and then he bought one, but it's not remote control, and it's just like always like watching to get that perfect shot. So
it wasn't all that long ago. We were still using homemade PVC dolly tracks. So we've come a ways. I think we have 2 of those electronic dollies now. I don't remember. I think we have 2 of them, but they make life so much easier. Especially when you really don't want to try to handheld something. The shots are just so much cleaner and you don't have to worry about as much. We do have some cameras that are very stable, like on gimbals and things that we can use. But those tracks are just super. And drones. Drones are always fun.
Drones are always fun.
Mm-hmm.
I bet they're fun to film with. You get some awesome shots, and you get to see the roof of the building, in which like a lot of people don't like think of, but that could play a huge role. So I don't know. I always find that, but maybe that's just because what I do on my, you know, where the job actually pays me money. Maybe that's why I look at roofs. I don't know, but I find it fascinating. And then the amount of skill that it takes to be able to fly a drone, though, and hold it steady and get that crisp shot, that's impressive.
Yeah, that took some trial and error for me anyway. Started with the Phantoms. I went down to a Mavic, and now I have an Inspire, which is twice the size of the other one. So if I crash that one, it's really going to hurt somebody or something. So gotta be kind of good at my job by that point.
That's bigger than a Phantom.
Yeah,
that's what Eric has, right? He has the Phantom 3.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He got that part. I like it.
Yep.
As long as I'm right.
Technically, we have access to like 3 drones, I think.
That's awesome. Has anyone ever tried to fly a drone inside a location?
Yes.
Was that a disaster?
Yes.
Okay. It could have potential.
It depends. Some of them are pretty good GPS wise, so where they can kind of control themselves when you're in an indoor environment, but most of the time there's so much wind being kicked up, even by the smaller ones, that they're just all over creation, especially if it's in like a hallway or anything like that. They're just, I don't trust, as good as I think that I can be with a drone, I don't trust myself inside with one.
That'd probably be really hard to do, but that would be cool. What if someone like took a remote control like car or tank and made it so you can drive it down a hallway with an HD camera? I've looked, like, they have cars with cameras on them, but they're not HD. But I think that would be like a pretty cool thing, you know, to like put like a camera on something and then have it. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not a producer. So maybe it's not a good idea, but I thought it would be pretty cool.
I think it'd be interesting to see if something would actually try to interact with it.
I like Eric.
Just contemplating everything.
He's like, what are they saying? I have no clue what they're saying right now.
I can't hear. I'm struggling so hard.
The struggle is real, Frank. I feel your pain. My friend.
Broken up.
It's okay, Eric.
I'm really struggling.
It's okay. We understand. It's technology, and it hates you and it hates me. We've covered that when we were talking about why your new video didn't come out yet. It's like he goes, he looks off the screen. I want to know what he's looking at. Like, what's over there?
It was ghosts. He has a haunted house. He's checking it out, see if they did the dishes. You know, he has, you know, things he's got to, you know, make sure they're getting done in the house.
Oh.
Look.
Someone connected. There's another connection. I don't know. That's just my ADHD. Like, uh-oh. And he went away.
See what happens.
Woo! I'm back in the middle. That's what I'm talking about.
Uh-oh.
He might be trying to switch to his computer.
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe. So now with this, David, now I know that you do a lot of film work and everything. What would you say is like your biggest role with RU Media or Resident Undead? Sorry.
With Resident Undead, I guess you can throw it out as a producer, maybe. We kind of share a lot of duties between Adam, Rebecca, myself, and Eric. So sorry, there's a whole lot of show echo.
That's Eric. Sorry, that's coming from Eric.
We each kind of take some of the creative aspects, and there's not really one person that's in charge of one thing for Resident Undead. So it's a lot more of a collaborative effort than anything that I had ever done before, which is awesome that you get to, you know, speak your mind and have your ideas, you know, out there and figuring out what works, what doesn't work, and all that kind of stuff. So it's really a big collaboration when it comes to RU shoots, just to make sure that we kind of stay on track and everything keeps with a timeline, so we're not, you know, running behind at the last minute when it comes to the investigation or getting shots. Just making sure that everyone, you know, there's the filming side and there's the human side, which is, you know, making sure everyone has drinks, has snacks throughout the day. We all have times for breaks to catch up and do whatever we need to do. But I think we all do a really good job at sharing all of the responsibilities when it comes to Resident Undead. I don't know if that remotely answered what you needed, but
well, no, I mean, it sounds like
my role is a little bit of everything.
Yeah,
I don't do much of the editing. I don't think I've ever. No, I don't think I've done any editing for RU. I kind of told Adam from the start that wouldn't be something that I would be interested in, mainly because as soon as you get to something like Resident Undead and someone else starts editing big chunks of it, people are automatically going to know that Adam didn't edit that. You know what I mean? You can get it as close as possible, but I'm never going to be able to edit something exactly how Adam edits something. Right. And we all kind of do our own thing anyway. Like my day job is editing video now. So I've got plenty on my plate, which I'm very happy that Adam can handle things for Resident Undead and Eric can work his magic when it comes to our haunted minds. But I'm much more comfortable behind a camera, getting all those shots and doing all the fun stuff that I am, editing. So
Okay. Hey, Dave, can I ask a question?
yes.
Wonderful. So when you go on location and you're having paranormal experiences, do you also think that people can also be haunted and carry that attraction with them, that no matter where they go, there's always going to be that activity just for the nature of them being a conduit for the paranormal?
I think so. We kind of had a few years ago, we had this thing called like the entourage theory, where basically you can, just like you're saying, you go into a location and we say that Eric and I went to Madison and then we end up going to Fairfield. Obviously, if we've been in Madison so many times, maybe there's something there that's taken a liking to us, and then it follows one of us down to Fairfield and we start getting activity and responses based off of something from Madison at Fairfield. Like I think anything like that's possible. And I think a lot of times, especially when people don't, I don't know, offer that protection, I guess, for yourself, or kind of just like tell them, you stay put, stay where you're at, kind of a thing. I think a lot of times when people just go from location to location, there's always a chance that there's something else that wasn't originally there on that day.
That's what I was wondering, is like there's a transference, because I know that a lot of the times when I deal with places or people or things, it's always, like I've come across what I call hitchhikers. So it's pretty unusual, like say if you guys are at one location and something, follows you to another location, I wonder if it reacts differently depending on which location it was at, because it just came along with you guys.
Yeah. Yeah, I would think that that's very possible. When something is so used to one way, then it comes somewhere out. That would be like taking, Casper the Friendly Ghost from your apartment and stepping into the Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum. I would definitely think that there's going to be a vast difference in activity.
Have you had any experiences, on your personal level when you're filming, that it was a very scary or traumatic experience that it really, really shook you?
Excuse me. Sorry, still getting over that strep thing.
That's okay.
We had actually filmed, what was it called? There was a place called the St. Barnabas House, like northeast Pennsylvania or wherever it was at.
Yeah.
The woman who owned it at the time kept telling us that the spirits there, if they don't want you to do something, she kept saying it. She said it probably 30 times throughout the day. If they don't want you doing something, you're not going to do it. She just kept saying that over and over and over again. And we got to probably maybe the second quarantine of the night. We were trying to run cables from base up to where it may have been maybe Chris who was doing his quarantine. But everything was fine. All the connections were great. Everything was pretty well brand new. And I think Chris was in one of the places where she had told us to, be careful of, and if they don't want you in there, things might start going crazy. But out of nowhere, our entire feed just went completely down. There was no reconnecting cameras. There was no connecting it back at base. So we literally had to follow, I think, probably 300 feet or so of cable to figure out maybe someone stepped on something, maybe it just got unplugged trying to go around a corner. But when we finally got to the connection, that was the problem. There was no snags anywhere. Everything was exactly where it was supposed to be. There was plenty of slack in the line, but it looked like someone had picked up the connection and completely snapped it in half.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
And it just kept going back to her saying, if they don't want you to do it, you're not going to do it. And it probably took us a good hour after that to kind of recoup and re-game plan as to what we were going to do. But it threw us all for a loop because no one, we made sure every time with things being brand new, you obviously don't want to risk breaking. Right. So yeah, that was a scary one. Just from what she was saying all day. Yeah.
Do you think that could have led into it, and like kind of with someone already like, dropping those little things in your mind? Do you think that is any concept of that would maybe be a part of like people, going in there and making things happen on their own? Have you seen that ever happen? Like, because people get so hyped up with something and they'll go into a location and it just all of a sudden, everything happens, and it's not really things that are happening at all. It's just because they're so hyped up about everything that's being said. And have you ever had that with other like kind of new investigators or anything of that nature?
Yeah, you always kind of run that chance of people coming in, obviously hot off of the the ghost shows on TV.
Yeah.
I remember the first place that I ever went to was Prospect Place in Trinway, Ohio. And I went there probably 2 weeks after I saw Ghost Adventures episode from Prospect Place. So
yeah.
And that was 2010, I think, that we did that. So it was definitely a lot of hype. We had activity there, but obviously nothing like we saw on Ghost Adventures. It was mostly just us sitting around and doing our thing. And I think when people do go into things like that, there's a strong chance that you can affect the haunting yourself with your own energy and with your own preconceived notions about things. So I can't, other than my own personal experience, I can't say that I've seen anything like that happen like right in front of me, but it's definitely a possibility. I do like to think that the haunting is already going to be there, but I think people can directly affect the haunting.
I really do believe that as a psychic in my experiences too, because I've been around, other like-minded people like me versus, going with, someone not experienced. And you could definitely tell the difference in our own personal experiences, but as a group as well. And I do really believe, I like a lot of the time, when you go into a specific, location, I don't like to research about anything of it. I want to go on completely just like, unbiased and just where I can get my own experience versus what I've been told about it.
Which is always good. When we first started back in the day, other than just figuring out where the places were and the possibilities of what might have been going on there, we never really did much historical research until after the fact. But when it comes to us doing the film work and all that kind of stuff, we have to kind of go into it, super knowledgeable about the history, because that's what we're going to utilize throughout the duration, whether it's just for pre-production or during the investigation itself. We always try to draw off of the history.
That makes sense. Now, I have some questions about like filming with Resident Undead and stuff, but first, Tom McNicholas, He's asking, do you think a good-looking and popular person dies young? Are they just as popular in the afterlife? And then he goes on and asks, also, do spirits interact with each other? So I guess we'll take that as a two-part questions, even though they're two pretty different questions. So what do you think as far as, like, do you think that someone, when they pass, that they still look good, as if they're attractive? I personally think that spirit can show us how they want to look.
And I'm in agreement with that. Just because you may look like Paris Hilton in this lifetime doesn't mean you're going to retain your form, your corporeal form look on the other side. I mean,
Right.
it's basically you manifest as to whomever you are. For me, when they show up for me and like I'm doing a reading or something, they show up as how they're represented in that person's memory.
Right.
And as well as spirits or anything of that nature. I've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly. And as far as spirits do interact with each other, absolutely. I have many, people that I've read for that, sit there and have a cross conversation with Nana and Papa. And I'm sitting there in the reading, this and so. And so, yeah, they do confer with each other because a lot of the times, some of them, when I've helped them cross over to the light, their relatives are waiting for them on the other side. So for me, as my personal experience, that's what I would say. Yeah, they do interact.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Not much else for me to add.
You know what movie I thought had a really cool interpretation of a theory is What Dreams May Come. It's a Robin Williams movie. I don't know if anyone's seen that movie.
Is that the baseball field dream?
No. So this one, he's a doctor. Okay. I don't know. I hate giving spoilers, but okay, I'll give you the gist of the story. So he's married to his what is it called? His soul partner, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so he's married to his soul partner, and their kids die young in a car accident. And so they go through this turmoil, and then Robin Williams' character, he ends up dying. And they show his transition into heaven. And they show how he perceives people and how they come to him and help him kind of cross over and help his journey into the afterlife. And there's one character where it was his daughter. And she showed herself to him as a airline stewardess, like a Samoan airline stewardess, or maybe she was Asian. I don't remember.
Mm-hmm.
But so when she showed him who she was, he asked, "But why did you choose that?" And she said, "Because one time we were on an airplane, and you said how beautiful this woman was, and I wanted to portray that to you." That's how I remember that going. And so that, to me, just that instance, that to me, actually, I think that spirit can do that even for us in the living. I think that they can show us how they want.
And I will validate that. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I will validate that in a sense of, I had a lady I was doing a reading for, and her mother had died. And instead of presenting herself as she would have if at the time when she died, where she was like 58, gray, all that, she came when she was young and vivacious, and she looked like, one of the old Hollywood movie stars, because that's how she saw herself, and that's how she felt. And it was a beautiful experience, because it let me know, even though as they cross over into the afterlife, it's, we're not locked into being in this formless, kind of way that we are represented in in many aspects, whether it be beautiful or it be ugly. I've had them come to me even when they were like in car accidents and their head be all disheveled and busted up. And it just depends, honestly. Everything that I've seen, how they present themselves. I didn't mean to interrupt, Sean.
Yeah, he's so great. No, I'm kidding. No, this definitely is that. That's is everybody hearing that?
Yeah, it's not me. I swear to Jesus, it's your
Uh-oh.
spirits.
I don't hear anything.
You don't hear it? That's weird. Okay. As long as it's only on our end, I guess that's okay. So Eric is having technical difficulties, so he did leave. I did just message him. I asked him if maybe he could just connect on his computer just with a mic. We'll see. I mean, we're really late in the show, anyways. It's 9:30. It's been a lot of fun. So I don't know. I can talk about the paranormal all night. But I'm sure that that you're on vacation, David. I don't want to take up too much more of your time. So what I would like to do at this point is just when your video does come out for Our Haunted Minds, how will people be able to find it? How can people find you? How can we support you?
We do have an Our Haunted Minds YouTube channel that's up. All the episodes are going to be uploaded there at later point, and we'll share to the RU Media Network Facebook page or personal pages straight from the YouTube channel. At some point down the line, we'll probably end up uploading it directly to the Facebook page. It'll be after we have a few episodes out, probably, that we'll start uploading them. But basically just, look for the RU Media Network here on Facebook, on YouTube. I think the top pinned post on the Media Network Facebook page is a contest. I think, a contest for getting some subscribers and things over to the Our Haunted Minds YouTube page. So if you haven't done that, go to the Facebook page and go through that post and do all that fun stuff for a chance to win some fun things. But pretty much just, type in Our Haunted Minds on YouTube or RU Media Network on YouTube and Facebook. And then obviously our personal pages. I have so many friend requests. I have no idea what to do with them all, but I will slowly get to them.
I'll be hanging in the loop. If you got over 5,000, I'll be rejected. So
I don't think I have that many, but I probably have close to like 70 requests that I have to go through.
I have like 40 or 50. It's hard. It's hard.
Very hard, especially however many years it's been now for Resident Undead. But as soon as I started helping with RU in the slightest, every time I got tagged with anything to do with Resident Undead, I just got another slew of requests, and I was like, oh no.
You're like Spider-Man. It's a lot of responsibility,
I suppose.
He's a man of many, many hats. And so with that, guys, please go and subscribe to the RU Media YouTube channel. We stream live there. There's I like we got Eric back. They have a really nice chat, so you can go on there and be a part of the show there. And also all the other shows that come on there. We just would really appreciate your support there on YouTube as much as everyone supports us here on Facebook. So I just kind of wanted to throw that out there. But we've got Mr. Mcgill back.
Welcome back.
He has no sound.
Now we can't hear him.
I was gonna say, welcome back, Eric.
Uh-oh.
Oh wait, oh,
Now we
look,
lost.
he kicked
Now we lost.
Dave.
We lost Dave.
He kicked off Dave. He kicked off Dave.
No, we can't hear Eric. Eric is trying to talk to us. Dave Woolever is now gone. Oh, no. There he is.
We are.
So
I don't know what just happened.
The boys are back in town.
Oh, it's technology. So Eric is here with no sound. Are you here? I have a private here. I'm just gonna say we can't hear you.
Well, he could just be the eye candy for right now.
Oh, he is that.
He's just the eye candy. Or should we say ghost candy?
So, David, real quick, I wanted to ask you a quick question because we were talking about how you do the filming and stuff for Resident Undead. Resident Undead, you guys do the ripples. That's where you guys reenact something historically that may have happened in a building, and then you guys change it, or you'll act something out that is, just to try and get different types of reaction. What is it like filming something like that? Like, do you get, like, do you ever have experiences while this is happening, and how hard is it? Can you just kind of tell us like a little bit about that experience of filming one of those ripples?
It can get intense. I know the one that we did at Madison, the Return to Madison episode that we put out however long ago now. We had Ashley as a patient, and she was running down the halls and room to room, just completely distressed. And just the energy that she was putting off was intense for one, but you could feel the whole floor that we were on just charged so much when we were going through all of that. And I don't know if that would be, the spirits seeing something familiar or what, but that was super intense ripple. And we have had experiences, or years and years and years ago, before I was officially on RU, when I still had my old team, we went to Loveland Castle. Ooh. Down around the Cincinnati area.
I want to go there.
And we actually had, we were doing a ripple where we were trying to, we were holding an auction. Like, we were auctioning off some of the, forget his name now, but the guy that built the castle, we were auctioning off some like relics of his that he had brought into the castle. And it got down to the end of it, and we decided that we were just going to auction off the whole castle and say that it was going to be demolished, just to see, where that would take us. And everything hit the fan as soon as we started talking about that. There were, whole doorways that were getting blacked out. There were curtains that were swinging. There were noises coming from different portions of the castle. Like, so they can be really intense to film. I know Eric finally got in on one not that long ago, when we filmed at Inspiration House, and he did I don't know if he can hear me or not, but he did a phenomenal job with that. And I think the energy that we all put into those sequences also helps the spirits come forward a little bit better. Sometimes they think that it's what's happening is real. Sometimes they think that we're just putting on a show for them. But either way, we're still getting responses out of it, and it's pretty cool.
That's awesome. That's gotta be a really fun experience. Eric, what did you think of your first? Can you talk? All right. What did you think, Eric, of your first ripple when you first filmed your first ripple with Resident Undead?
Bueller.
Maybe he's still like, Like he's just like staring. Maybe he froze. Because look at that. Like he's just like, how do you even keep that face for that long?
Maybe it's the spirits.
Yeah, he's frozen.
Yeah. That's all right. We'll get his take. Maybe we'll have to listen to
There's bits and pieces of him.
I know. It's like deciphering an EVP, you know.
Well, he has the female energy around him, an older lady. So I don't know who that is. I'm just saying. Sorry.
An older lady, huh?
Yeah, an older lady. She's about 65, and I feel like her name starts with an M. I felt like she had maybe been an occupant or something there at that during some time period in that area. So I don't know. I think she's drawn to him. Yeah.
Hear me?
I thought I heard him talk for a second.
Yeah. Oh, and he's gone.
He's gone.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll go ahead and confirm for you. There is a woman, one of the most active, if I'd say the most active spirit in the home, if there's more than one, is a woman. I don't know too much about her though.
Mm-hmm.
So I can confirm that.
That's pretty awesome. And there's something that with the back left corner of his bedroom, I see like a lot of light and a lot of energy. It's almost like a portal or something that just seems to kind of like through, especially around 2 or 3 o'clock at night, seem very, very, very active. And it's almost like for me when I see it and I visualize it, there's little tiny, like little fish, like kind of beings, like really, really small that just kind of like 2 or 3, 4, that just kind of just jump in and around and stay near the floorboards, kind of like out of sight, out of mind kind of thing.
So I've stayed at Eric's place twice, I think, and he's told me each time about things to look out for, but I've never had any kind of odd or crazy experience there. Eric,
we can still see the twinkle in your eyes.
Well, every time I talk,
yes,
it's delayed.
No,
You guys can hear me or not?
I can hear you now.
I feel your pain.
It'll just be like a live news broadcast.
It is. I went through this like 2 episodes, man. I totally feel for him. It's like so frustrating.
It is.
But we're still having a good old time.
Of course we are. I'm messaging him. We'll see. So again, I just suggested maybe he could connect with his computer. If he doesn't have a camera, he could just do a mic.
We can put his cat picture up. Even if he just had the mic, we could put his cat picture up.
Yeah. You know what? We can put his cat picture back up.
Yes.
That seemed like the most popular, like the best part of the show, anyways.
I know. I'm telling you, he's gonna get a lot of like.
I miss you, Eric.
Yeah, he's gonna get a lot of likes on his eHarmony account. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We have to set one up for him first.
Oh no, we need a Para-Harmony. Oh my God, that's the next new money maker. Para-Harmony.
I was just gonna throw him on Farmers Only and see where we went.
There we go.
That is so wrong. That's just Dave. That's just so wrong.
Doesn't what's his name? No, I can't think of it. He's got a radio show late night. talks about paranormal and other supernatural and what's his name?
That's how you narrowed it down so far.
He's on the AM radio late at night, paranormal radio show.
Oh,
Coast to Coast.
Thank you.
yeah. What was that?
They have a dating site.
George Norrie or whoever his name?
They have a dating site. I heard the commercials, and this would be a good dating site picture. So, one thing that that comes to mind here is I'm not going to do that. No, I'm stopping myself. So, so as I have this picture of Eric, since we're here.
Welcome, Eric.
Oh,
Hello.
What was that?
that was me doing a mistake. So, hold on. There's something that I wanted. I thought I downloaded. It didn't download. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Someone may have gotten lucky. Darn it.
What?
Well, I found a picture of Woolever.
Yes. Oh no. Oh no. I'm so scared for you right now, Dave. I'm serious.
I did it.
So there's not a whole lot left to embarrass me with. So
Oh.
if it's out there, I may have put it out there.
You may have. I just can't, I don't know. It says it downloaded, but it doesn't say.
I do that as a preventative measure.
Oh, it didn't download. Uh-oh. See, this is technology hating me.
Is it the Seth Rogen pick?
Yes.
Okay.
How'd you know?
I had a hunch.
He's psychic.
He is.
Yes. You totally get 5 gold stars today, Dave.
There you go.
I know, right?
It's more than I ever got in grade school.
Now, wait, you did get a nap and chocolate milk. I'm just saying.
Everybody got that. Oh, the chocolate milk you only got if you had 25 cents, though, right? If you didn't have 25 cents, no chocolate milk for you.
Look, you had money if you got to order from the book club. You know, I'm just saying.
I always got posters.
Yeah.
And Ralph and the Motorcycle Books.
Oh, yes, Ralph Mouse and the Motorcycle Books. But my book of choice was, when I was 16, was Pierce Anthony on a Pale Horse about the Grim Reaper. That is my favorite book series from back then. You guys remember him? No.
So.
Old sci-fi? Oh my God, I am
No.
such a nerd.
I liked Redwall and Mossflower. It was like medieval times, but it was like mice against rats. It was pretty cool.
And then I played a lot of D&D back then, so I'm just saying.
People have always invited me to play D&D, but I've never done it.
Yeah, well, we're just gonna have to, like, you know, there should be like a GM campaign. That would be totally badass. Where your character's like paranormal. I'll watch this game come out and like I'm totally like would be so mad that I like come up with this idea and then it finally is out there.
It's about how it goes.
Eric?
Do you hear me?
There he is.
Woo!
I'm here.
Yay!
You did it. We can't see your beautiful face.
You sound so professional.
Well, that's because I'm on a podcast radio show.
Well, we were talking about that Dave's going to put you on farmers.com or something like that.
I love it.
The kitty cat picture.
Yes, we had your kitty cat picture and the girls were going wild. So, you know, we were just trying to like, you know, pimp you out, you know, give our para support.
Well, who's going to get the cash for this?
Me.
It doesn't matter. I'm all in.
Funnel that right back into the network, buddy.
Will do.
What is going on?
Where's my kitty cat picture?
Oh, you want me to put it back? Here, I'll put it back.
I refuse to continue until there we go.
There.
Nice.
Aww.
There it is. That's Eric. And it's since we can't see him, now we can. So this is what matters here is.
Well, Steve White says that you don't have to be lonely at paranormal.com. So I'm just saying.
Uh-oh.
Hey, I just had a weird question. Have you guys, when you have done investigations, we usually talk about, ghosts being as people and but have you ever run across where you've got things that were animalistic in nature that you guys filmed?
I've had some audio in the past that sounded more animal-like than person. But not much. The only other experience that I ever had was again at I think it was at Leveland Castle actually. We were down in what was considered like the dungeon. And it literally sounded like behind one of the doors they were keeping like the angriest German Shepherd on the planet or something. And it came right after we were talking about how we were trying to set up down there. We were actually I believe that was a point when we had the two women that were there, which would have been my girlfriend at the time, now wife, and one of the girls that used to be on Resident Undead way back when. We were actually chaining them back to back in chairs, actually chaining them together down there back in our, frat boy days of Resident Undead. And that's when that growl came, like just as loud as me talking to you right now, in the room. And we were like, well, good luck, girls. Cameras are on. Bye.
Now, let me also ask you guys, you've experienced things visually, you've experienced things, audibly.
Whoa.
Have you?
Oh, God.
So,
I love it.
What? What? Oh, my God. That's so freaking awesome.
Now, that's not even the best part of this photo.
Oh, no. He's got more. There it is. There it is.
Awesome. That is like, that's your soul brother. That's your soul brother, Dave.
Yeah.
You definitely did some Pineapple Express in that photo.
Shawn, I shouldn't have to remind you that Dave is a big, big man. There, that's better. Pick on the smaller dude. Pick on the smaller dude.
That's funny.
So I didn't get to answer the question about the animal. At Ohio State Reformatory, Shawn will remember this. We caught a dog barking down in the basement area of Ohio State Reformatory. And Shawn, actually, I didn't witness this, but you had mentioned that you and Amber were outside at Hinsdale House and you saw like a half man, half kind of like deer with antlers, kind of up in the woods. The interesting thing about that, I thought, was that they say a lot about Native American ground there, and this house being built on this property where there's all kinds of Native American history and potential burial grounds somewhere nearby or on the property. Now we didn't go and look for that, did we, Shawn? When we were there years ago?
No, actually, I just found out recently that they've done a lot more work. Of course, they're always doing work there, much like at Madison and everywhere. But they have now a trail that you can walk around the entire pond that's there.
Huh.
So it's I don't know, maybe that's the area that it was in. I'm not quite sure, but I definitely want to go back. I want to go back because I want, man, that place and to see the way that Adam was affected, because I could tell that he was being affected there. That seemed like pretty intense on the Resident Undead documentary. So I don't know. There's something there that's, and it might be Native American. That creature that I saw, I've never seen anything like that. I mean, I've seen shadow figures, right? And I've seen other types of spirit before, but I've never seen anything like this. I've never seen anything. I mean, this thing was solid. Like, it looked like it was physically there.
It's an elemental.
It was physically there. It was more than just like a spirit. Like I got sticks and I thought to get rid of it. I started waving above my head, like treat it like as a bear. I didn't know what else to do, but I felt threatened, and I felt I don't know. I don't know. It's one of the craziest experiences I've ever had.
So and Zarina, I before I forget, you had mentioned that you picked up on the presence of an elderly female.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
The interesting thing about this home this apartment that I live in, it was built by a guy. His name was Freddie, and he built it for his mother. And she has since passed, and other people have picked up on that presence as well.
And I feel like her name started with an M, and then I see a letter W. So I'm not sure if it correlates with something or someone that had been there, but I do pick that up as well.
Interesting. Yeah. I don't know her name. I spoke with my landlord a couple times, and the only name he gives me is Freddie, who built this place for his mom, and he lived in where I'm at right now, upstairs, and she lived downstairs. But for whatever reason, all the action is up here. Downstairs is just kind of quiet for some reason. I lived.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Maybe the property appraiser, would they have any back information, or if it's an older town, something back through the library that we could research or on your property?
Oh, absolutely. I've just been entirely too lazy to do it myself.
Now, Zarina, you said something about his bedroom.
Yeah. So when I kind of perused, sorry, Eric, I perused through your apartment.
Stay out of the closet. That's where all the naughty stuff's at.
Look, I will not reveal what's in that closet. I'm just saying.
Okay.
But anyways, so out of the left of the bedroom, there was this, like, I saw this pulsating light, and then it was like about 3 or 4 little tiny creatures, just probably not even that high, like 3 or 4 inches high, seemed to just kind of just, boop, 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 near like the baseboards. So I've wondered if you have ever encountered any, little weird activity like that. I would almost like say they're like fey or impish like. More so impish because they're, mischievous.
Okay, so the back corner where you describe is where I keep my clocks to wake me up in the morning. Clocks,
so that makes
plural.
Sense.
Yeah, plural with clocks.
Yeah.
And as far as impish shapes, sort of like tiny. One day I was on the phone with Amber. I don't know if I told you this, Shawn, but I was talking to her about something, and I was stepping over towards that corner, and something about the size of a rabbit, but it was shaped kind of. It was about the size of a rabbit. It went right underneath my foot. I almost stepped on it, and it sounded like electricity, or maybe like a plastic bag kind of crinkling up and moving. Well, it came out of the wall and went under my bed and disappeared. I almost stepped on it. I jumped. I said something I probably shouldn't have to Amber. Like, what do you call me? But yeah, that's probably the closest thing that I remember of happening like that describes what you might be picking up on.
And that's what I think that's what I want to validate for you, is that I do see, like, it's just like that little portal in that area, and that would probably explain them, messing with your clocks and all that issue, because you're going to have all that kind of mischievous energy there, and it's going to, make this, that energy field affected. And so that's what I got so far.
Well, I'll tell you another fascinating thing. One night I came home. It was like 5 years ago. I want to say about 5 years ago. I had my cousin with me, and we saw some footsteps leading up to that corner of the house where the clocks are and everything, to my bedroom. They just went up to that corner and stopped, and there was no footsteps leading away or anything. It just kind of went up to that point and stopped. So unless the person
and that's what I'm
like took a walk back
Go
through
ahead,
their
I'm
own.
sorry. I apologize.
No, it's so I was thinking, like, unless the person who walked up to that corner of the house turned around and walked back in their same footsteps back into the woods, that's the only way they could have done what, because there was no footsteps leading away, just right up to that corner.
And I'm in agreement. I feel like they went through, and it's like, it's like I said, a portal to, another kind of dimension, or where they're going to. But you're getting some heavy traffic through that area at times.
That's interesting.
So I'm
speechless.
I was waiting to see if you guys were going to continue, because I love hearing about this kind of stuff. So,
well, you've been here. Remember, were you here the time that screw flew and hit Marcus? Either time, it happened twice.
I think I was there for one.
I didn't even know where that screw came from. One time I
that's a
heard
very Marcus thing to have happen.
Right. Yeah, it's telling him to shut up. So he was walking, blah, 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 Marcus, blah, blah, blah. So he's walking, and then I hear something fall and hit the ground, and it was a screw. I was like, I don't even know where that came from. He goes, oh my God, he's screaming and yelling, oh my God, it just flew and hit me. And I was like, okay. Well, he came back, I think it was about a month later, Shawn, and I saw this screw. It was this time I saw it. I saw it in mid-flight. It flew across the room and hit him. Hit the ground again. He's like, oh my God, it happened again. You guys should ask him about that, honestly.
Let me ask you,
I had something thrown at me once.
Here?
No, not at your house. I don't think the lady minds me at your house. She doesn't bug me.
No. Just Marcus.
But at what was it? It was in the Haunted Housewives at
Willoughby Coal Supply. That was awesome.
Oh, it's crazy, right?
Yeah, we caught that on film, didn't we?
Yeah. And we caught it on film. What are the chances of that?
Let me ask you, do you have wood floorboards?
I do.
Okay, because the older lady says he's never checked the floorboards. So I feel like there's something hidden. She's trying to lead me to that fact that there's something that is that's hidden. So just FYI, letting you know.
What area of the floor?
Area?
She doesn't show me that, but she does show me that then she walks into the kitchen part of where your house is, and she likes to stay near the countertops for some reason. It's like,
holy crap.
Told you, man.
That is spot on.
And like, where the sink is, like if I was like, I'm trying to walk through your house to see if I get it right, so let me know if I'm spot on. So like, here is like your countertop, correct? Hold on, let me get back right here, and here's the sink, right? Right or wrong?
Maybe, I don't know.
Okay, and then going back towards this way to the left is your bedroom. Is that correct?
Oh, I'm on the opposite side in my bedroom, opposite side of this apartment from the kitchen.
Okay, so one day we'll have to let me walk you through your house. So that's what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to lay the landscape of where I'm trying to walk through your house and tell you where stuff is.
Uh-huh.
So so what I'm telling you is that she is, like I said, she loves to stay around the kitchen area, but there's something that I feel like is in the downstairs area it's like something, and like I see old letters or something that is hidden.
Oh,
Yeah. So
interesting.
yeah.
Well, one night I came home and I laid down in
Mhm,
bed, and there was all kinds of ruckus going on all over
mhm,
my house. I think I told Shawn about this,
Mhm.
and then it got quiet for a
mhm,
second, and I heard
mhm,
this female voice in my room.
mhm,
It was, it was really quiet. All I heard was
mhm,
her kind of in a whispering voice say, "Come find me." And it was
mhm.
clear as day. And that just made the hairs on my arm stand up. So maybe that night she was interested in maybe showing me where she hid this thing that's on the floor. I don't know.
I think so. I really do. I feel like there's things that she needs you to discover and find that's going to lead you to truths about things that she never got to tell anybody while she was there in this lifetime. And
Hmm.
that's something that I wanted to help you. When we first talked about it about me going remotely in your house to try to see if we can put some answers to some either the questions that you've had or let her be able to speak so we can start validating and just having some concrete things for you to know more about your living space. I
Yeah,
just think it would be cool.
that is interesting.
Yeah.
So
So what did I
Sean.
what other things did I miss?
Well, Eric, one thing that I wanted to ask you was, how? Oh, hold on. We have a. So you did your. What was your first ripple? First, hold on. I gotta tell a little story. So when I was with Ectovision, um, Eric won a contest. So Ectovision won an investigation at RCI, and we did a video, um, and it was like kind of like a gag reel, almost. Would you say? And it's so in this, Tom, an old member of our team, his part was, "What are Skittles of time?" Right? What
Yeah.
are these Skittles of time? I'm like, so like whenever like I'm sorry, I this always pops in my head. Like, um, sorry, I had to add that to my little thing. But so you,
Mhm.
David talked a little bit about how you did a really good job on your first Ripple or Skittle.
My Skittle in time.
Uh, what was it? What is it like filming? Like I asked David kind of the same question. What is it like to film these ripples? Because that's the point of these is to gain communication with spirit and gain interaction. So
Mhm.
what is it like for you to like experience something, to be a part of something like that? At least be
Well,
behind the camera.
first of all, I love what you said about the ripple is that it's to kind of encourage that interaction, and it's really to try to encourage that intelligent response.
Mhm.
That's really what it boils down to. It's trying to get the attention of something that's nearby, that's intelligent and willing and able to communicate. So I love that you picked up on that. And secondly, filming a ripple, and this is my opinion. Dave can certainly um, say what his thoughts are on it. But filming a ripple is different than being involved in one physically and mentally, because as a camera person, you're standing there, you're just trying to get all the best shots that you can, so that when Adam's sitting in the computer chair and editing it, he's got the best stuff he can possibly have to work with. That's really important. That's what really draws the audience in. Um, Being able to actually see those facial expressions and allowing people to also share in that emotion. So, from a cameraman's perspective, I'm locked in on that and not really focusing so much on the activity around me. I'm a terrible multitasker, maybe, I don't know, but being involved with the one that I was at Michelle Bellinger's Inspiration House, that was very intense. It was more so intense than I thought it would be. I remember physically feeling the emotion of the character that Adam had asked me to play, and it was intense because I don't know if I was just feeling my emotion or if I was also kind of just stuck in the role. It might have been a combination of several different elements, but I got a new respect for it having done that, and it was just different. It was intense. I'll say that.
It's awesome. It's got to be so cool to be a part of that.
It really was. It really was. It was an honor too. It was like Adam said, "Hey, guess what you're doing?" I was like, "What am I doing?" And then he explained it to me. And I was like, "Wow, I don't know how I'll do my best, because that's what we're all there to do." And I I did my best, and I feel like uh, it resulted in something.
Well, I don't know. When you put your mind to stuff, Eric, I've seen it. Everyone who's seen Ectovision documentaries has seen it. So, and Woolever even says you did an amazing job. So,
Thank you, Dave.
So that's, it's just to be a part of something like that is gotta be so cool. I've tried all different things to try and gain interaction, but when you're on the investigator side, it's different when you're in there as part of the film crew, and I think that it would kind of make the experiences a little bit different being on that end. So that's why I wanted to ask that. So thank you.
Well, that was a great question.
So Steve White, he says, our Native Americans have lost burial grounds all over the USA. It's a good idea to start researching the history of the Native Americans first before going forward. This is a very true story, referring to John Bell's Ranch or the Bell Witch Cave. Did we talk about the Bell Witch Cave?
I think he's just making a reference. A reference there, okay. Saying that if you go into a location, it's good to research the history of the land and see if it corresponds with a haunting and if it's related to Native American presence, possibly, potentially.
And with Ectovision, we would do some.
Yeah, we always try to get as much info as we could, which is, not necessarily something that, you would do if you're a psychic medium. So like if Becca goes someplace, she goes in not wanting to know, so she's not front loaded.
Right.
But we weren't taking that approach. As you know, Shawn, we were with Ectovision. We were going in there basically just to document activity and promote the team and try to get private residence opportunities, so we had a whole different kind of thing going where we're just showing people whatever we captured. It was almost like a book report, it was like, here's what happened. This is what we did. This is what we caught. Here you go. That was the Ectovision format, and it worked really well. I guess trying to reach all the individuals who were looking for somebody to come in and investigate their homes. They saw what we were capable of and that we were kind of down to earth, real people, and it made everybody really comfortable to see us on camera first before they met us. They're like, "Oh, these guys seem all right," and it just really helped us to get those opportunities, and that's why we were all grateful to do those and share them with everybody. So
It was always really cool. And for me to be a part of a team like Ectovision, it was more about, showing people that they aren't alone. I got in the paranormal to help. So that was just a great opportunity to really show people that it's there. And we weren't there to, the evidence or the findings that we shared, we made sure that we couldn't explain them to the very best of our abilities. And so we had some really great stuff. And it shows people that, to me, so I'm a believer, 100% believer, that, hey, this is real. You are not alone.
I love that. And one thing I love about Resident Undead, because it really just paralleled and lined up with my own personal beliefs, is that we're not trying to prove the existence of ghosts and demons, and we're not trying to prove those things. What we're trying to do is raise awareness.
Right.
That's really where I know some people may feel that there's a fine line, and maybe they're right, but it really is about raising awareness. And I know that Adam and Becca both really like it when the younger generation gets involved and they start coming up with their ideas. And believe it or not, this younger generation, they're really ahead of the curve. They're using technology in ways that some old farts like all of us might not really be in touch with. And these guys are really on the cusp of some really cool discoveries. I think we just gotta all work together and hopefully get them more interested and more involved in it. That's a really cool thing that Resident Undead, I think, is kind of focused on, is getting a lot of different people involved. As you know, Adam has worked really hard to get Madison Seminary going for the general public, and now with Fairfield County Infirmary doing the same. We're going to get a lot more people involved and interested, and it's going to be exciting. Like Dave said, 2020 is going to be really, really exciting.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm really excited to go to Fairfield County Infirmary with my new team, Dark Alley Paranormal with Greg Goodsby. I know it's going to happen. It's a matter of when. So, and you know what? Sorry, I'm going to get a little bit into conspiracies here.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
I am. So, it's inevitable. It's going to happen. It's not a matter of, is it going to happen? It's going to happen. It's just a matter of when. The last time I heard that actually was yesterday.
You mean that somebody is able to
the coronavirus. Yesterday they announced it's not a matter of when it's going to come, or it's not a matter if it's going to come. It's a matter of when it's going to come. And it came today, guys, the very next day. Is that an accident? It's in New York. They're quarantined an area in New York. In other areas, they're talking about it. And there's an article about how Ohio is not a high risk. And I was sharing this stuff. And the reason why I did was because I find this very interesting. How are they going to say it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when? And then the very next day, it's here. I'm sorry. This is where I start thinking about
globalism at its finest.
That's when I start thinking about conspiracies and how we only know what we're told. So, with that, it is a matter of when Dark Alley will be there, because we will be.
I thought you were going along.
That was such a stretch.
Yes, it was.
I blended. I blended.
You were down the rabbit. You were down that rabbit hole.
It's only a matter of time before we all get the Chinese death virus.
Oh,
1,000.
We're gonna get the. It's like a flu.
I'm
that
saying
being
literally.
Said, we're going to go ghost hunting the infirmary.
I was going to say literally We just lost 1,000 of the RU Media Network followers with that speech, Shawn.
Actually, we're back up. If you want to know,
They went over to TikTok. That's where they went. They went to TikTok.
Oh no!
oh my god, that probably costed us like everybody right there.
Man.
TikTok.
I'm just saying, you went down the rabbit hole with a whole bag of carrots, but I love you, Shawn.
I wanted Eric to do a TikTok.
Coronavirus, FCI.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing, guys. But seriously, the coronavirus, they said it was a matter of time. It wasn't a matter of when, or a matter if, it's a matter of when. And then the very next day it was here. Like how is that not? How do people not like not think of this? Like how do people not like? Hey, that is really weird. Like, is this an accident, right?
Well, I'm just gonna say I've just won the lotto, and that way when it gets here tomorrow, Shawn, I can just clue you guys all into the pre-destiny thing. So will that work?
Maybe you have to say it's not a matter of if you're going to win.
Mm-hmm.
It's a matter of when you're going to win.
Okay, so when I win the lotto, I'm gonna step off a helicopter and go ghost hunting with you. I'll be coming up when it's a little warmer in Ohio, because I do not do snow.
No, why don't
I'm Hawaiian? We like flip flops.
Why don't you just fly us down there to Florida?
Well, yeah, I could do that.
Yeah, you're winning the lottery.
Oh, of course. When we can, then you guys can have like a vacation.
Of if you're going to fly me down to Florida, it's a matter of when you're going to fly me down to Florida.
Fort Pickens is haunted. Fort Pickens is crazy haunted. When I went there I did a photo shoot over there, and when I was there, it was like crazy insane. They even have Geronimo there, and like the energy when you walk into Fort Pickens, it's just insane. You can just feel like it's like, and they have all these cells like where they held the prisoners and everything. And like there was one part on the bottom floor that I walked in, and it's dark, and it has like the corroded iron bars and whatnot, and I looked in it, and I literally felt something was like running up like on me, where it just was like boom, like that, and it scared the crap out of me. And then I looked around, and I had this vision of like where it was like nothing but like a blood pool on the floor, where I guess a prisoner had been beat to death or killed, and just it was just this eeriness of these dark, damp cells, and that there was this curse and everything that was supposed to be placed Pensacola and that whole thing with Fort Pickens, which is it's like local folklore that everybody talks about, but it's a good place to film at.
Well, so it's a matter of when you're going to fly us down there.
Yes.
When we're going to film down there.
Yes, that is correct.
Yeah. Okay. I was just reading through some of the comments and everything.
Mm-hmm.
People that have liked our video and laughed at it.
Yeah.
That just reminded me, do not give anything to April Savage about me. She will turn it into something god awful, and I will die of embarrassment.
Uh-oh.
So if she messages you and says, I want a kitty cat picture of Eric, or if she says, you're going to film Eric and do a TikTok, my life will be over. No one will ever respect me or love me again.
Eric, you were already agreed to do a TikTok.
No, I didn't.
You did.
I didn't hear that.
You did.
That's a lie.
You did. It's recorded here live on Facebook and YouTube.
I couldn't hear you.
It's even on Spreaker, and so that means it's going to be on all of my broadcastings for my podcast.
And Dave put your kitty cat picture on farmers.com or something.
I agreed to that. Dave knows how to use Photoshop too. He could put suspenders on me, put hay coming out of my mouth.
I can do that.
I don't have to Photoshop. I just gotta wait till you're asleep.
Nice.
Ooh.
That's kind of creepy, Dave. I'm just saying.
That's not the creepiest thing these guys have ever heard me say. So,
It's not and I'll tell you one thing. That wouldn't be the creepiest thing he's ever done to me. So.
Ooh.
there you go.
Now, Shawn, you have a contender. I'm just saying.
I have a lot of male suitors. I have no shortage of such. I have no shortage.
It's a lot of bromance going on. I'm just so glad I'm the only girl in this bunch. I will tell you.
You're the rose amongst the thorns here.
Yes, very much so.
Eric, you're doing a TikTok.
I did not agree to this.
Listen, but theoretically, in Eric's defense, he has clock trouble, so the TikTok might not even work. You know.
Yep.
Oh,
That's science, man. You can't argue with that.
Eric,
Like,
you know what though? Like on my TikTok, like I have like 8 followers. I think the most views I've ever had on a video is like 100, which is like nothing. So I mean, the only way that people could like see this is if someone were to, share it somewhere. So you don't have to worry about it. I just want to do a TikTok with you. I won't share it. I can't guarantee that Katie won't share it, but I won't share it.
Oh, okay.
I want you to do that kick thing that you do and that dance.
All right. Next question.
I don't know. Where do we go from here? I'm just alien.
I
don't know. I'm just saying. We've been all over the spectrum.
The corona. So, anyways, but seriously, when it comes to the media, right? So
Yeah.
We're talking about this, right? And so we were told yesterday that the coronavirus is coming to America.
Mm-hmm.
Then the very next day, here it is in America.
Yeah.
Do you think that something like that that's done unintentionally? Or they're like, you know what? We need to soften the blow. So before we go and say, hey, there's people in New York and in California that are getting quarantined, let's tell people, you know what? It's going to be here.
Absolutely.
Let's people marinate on that overnight, and then the very next day be like, hey, guess what? It's on both coasts.
It is. It's media manipulation. You just wait till the aliens come out.
Uh-oh.
They've been among us for a long time, and that's my theory.
Oh, they have. I think that we're aliens.
Mm-hmm.
Something did we talk about the Mad Crew tonight? I always love talking about the Mad Crew.
Eric doesn't want to talk about this. So yeah, let's talk about the Mad Crew because they're awesome. They are the crew that help at Madison Seminary, and they help with all the tours, the public ghost hunts, and everything there. And they help actually with a lot of the cleaning and a lot of the maintenance and of the building. They're
correct.
Awesome team, and there's just another way of seeing what a great leader Adam Kimmel is. Absolutely.
I tell him that all the time. You and I had that conversation where if I had to fight Tyson, if Mike Tyson was up in my grill, Adam would be standing right behind me going, dude, you could take him. I'd be like, no, I can't. It's freaking Mike Tyson. He'd be like, dude, I've seen you fight. You're awesome. Get in there. And I'd be like, all right.
Right.
That's kind of guy he is. He just instills faith in everyone, and themselves, and great leader. And he does that with the Mad Crew, but they're so good that they know exactly what they're doing. Every night that they show up, there's no question. They're on it, and everything runs smoothly. It's a pleasure to work with everyone there. It really is. It's like you think you're going there to work, but really you end up just having fun. That's what it is. And I only like to go when I earn it because it's like a treat. It really is.
You know what? With the small amount of work that I've done to help there at Madison Seminary, it's a treat. It's so cool to see everybody and see everything in action. Everybody there, it's a tight knit family there, and everything it's like they have everything down in clockwork. It's amazing, what the way that they do things there, and the camaraderie that's there.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I can't even explain the chemistry. It's I hate to say because it sounds so cliche, but when you go there, it's like everyone's family. But it really, I see them more than I see my family. So it's you get really comfortable. We joke around. We have a great time. It's not like work. It's just like going out and having fun with your friends. It's a place to meet, an excuse to go out and do something productive and have a great time. Oh, look, we got it.
We
What
have
are you?
a question.
Good.
We have a question from Steve White. What are your thoughts on doing a residential investigation and trying to help a family in need other than just validating? What activity is there? Is it kind of important to have the knowledge to help these spirits move on, or call somebody that has the knowledge of doing it? So he's asking of not only do you feel like it's not only important to help validate, but is it also important to kind of have the knowledge on how to maybe help spirit cross over, or how to get a spirit out of their home?
I love that question, Steve. If you don't mind, I'd like to kind of give an unpopular answer. This is one of the reasons why people don't like me. One of the many, right, Dave?
I suppose.
Okay. I'm not getting any arguments from Dave. So when I would lead a home investigation, and Shawn can tell you this, I always went into it sort of with what some people might consider a defeatist attitude, where I'm not really necessarily going in there knowing that I can help the person. I was going in there to try to learn about the paranormal and then share what we found. We can offer advice, but you can't. You can, but the saying's true that you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink the water. You just can't. You can give them all the advice in the world, and unless they adhere to that, or at least try a few things that other people have told them, their situation's never going to change. It's never going to improve. So one problem, for example, that Shawn and I encountered with Ectovision is that we would go into a place and someone would say, "Oh my God, we're having so much activity. We can't get it to stop." Shawn, first question is, did you open that? Did you speak to them? Did you try to encourage this interaction? And they always said, "Well, yeah, we have EVP sessions regularly." Okay, so you're asking for them to speak to you, and when they do, you get upset. Well, yeah, but no, you can't do that. Dave will tell you this too. The theory is that spirits don't necessarily experience time the same way we do. We ask a question and we wait 30 seconds for a response. That tells you something right off the bat. They don't answer right away. They answer on their own timeline. So we try to teach people that you can't open this door for communication and get upset when they answer. That's not fair. That's almost like being a rude person. That's being rude to another person. That's what that is. So I go into this thinking that we may not be able to help them for many different reasons, and that's just one example of why.
And I'm sorry. And I'm in agreement with Eric. And I want to say on my end, I've gone in with teams, and you have to go in, as for me, as an objective person as well. Just because I spiritually know things, I also have to assess the mentality and where those people are at or have been at. And for me, there's times that I've had to walk out knowing that it's not going to change for those people, because they're still going to be inviting that same activity back, no matter if I've smudged it, blessed it, cleansed it. It's not going to do a dang thing, because of the fact that they're still wanting, that what is that codependent interaction with some of
Yep.
these spirits. And like
Yep.
even some of like the older, like when I was, you having John Delgado come on from the San Antonio team, and I did an investigation out there with them. And one of the houses that we went in, it was the same thing. The parents were absolutely freaked out, but the daughter was attracting the thing because she was working into dark arts, and she had all these mirrors and all these portals. And in fact, when we were doing the investigation, she left the house. And as we did cleansing and stuff, I knew that she wasn't going to be a part or participation in that, particular aspect of that, just because as soon as we left, she was just definitely gonna invite whatever back, because she liked the power, she liked the darkness that was there.
Yeah. So there was another part to Steve's question. It was something along the lines of calling somebody that has knowledge of helping that spirit to move on if the family wants it to. And again, that's only if the family wants it to. And I firmly I believe this. I can't prove it, but I think that if you consistently invite that presence back into your life and into your home, and be it in whatever it is, because as an investigator without special I want to call it abilities, I couldn't tell you if it's the spirit of a woman, a non-human entity. It's hard to know. I feel like if you keep on inviting it with your actions or your words, there's nothing that Shawn can do that will that'll keep that out. He can burn all the sage he wants. He can wipe all the oils and do all these things, but it could be a lifestyle that you're living. It could be the things you're saying to keep it there.
And that's true, Eric. I wanted to validate that too, as well, because a lot of people that are especially addictions, or they have, certain, type of, occultic activities, they like to, practice certain things, and in that particular area, it was very prone to a lot of, the darker Saint Marte things, due to the gang activities and just of that type of nature. And a lot of what I have found is that, verbally, or, it just, there's things that people, whether they unconsciously know it or not, they invite these things back in. And what I wanted to say to that as well is that, like you said, if they're not ready to cross them over, they're not going to cross over. And I know you guys experience things on a physical level, an audible level, and you see things, but I also as well have a scent signature. So like when you're talking about, whether it's ghosts or whether it's demonic activity or things of that nature, every energy has a scent signature for me. So I can tell the difference. So, like a lot of the time we've been in houses and you can audibly hear things reply back to you. It is more profound to me is when you get that scent signature and you smell that particular energy and you're like, whoo, that is not from this earth. So it definitely changes the game. Sorry, I went off on a little tangent, but
Oh no, that's okay. I saw Steve pop up and thank you. Now Steve, thank you for saying that. The other thing too is it's not a popular opinion. A lot of people believe they can go in there and cast out whatever, and maybe they can't. I've not had success with that. In the many years that I've been doing this, if somebody calls you in and says solve all my problems, but they're not willing to take those steps on their own, I don't believe that it'll ever change or that it'll ever be fixed. I think you have to take that initiative on your own. I mean, Shawn, when you cleanse your home, that's you saying that you want your house free of negative energy. If you do that for someone else and all they do is bring in more negativity, how is what you did helping? It's like washing a car and then driving it in the mud afterwards.
And
That's definitely true. I definitely agree with everything you guys are saying. I think that when we're going in and doing home investigations, it a lot of it is the just getting validation, because you feel like you're losing your mind, and
Yeah.
I think that it's a lot of times our job to help the client coexist with what's in their home. It's not always going to be get rid of it, because that's not.
Yeah.
That honestly, I think most time it's not. It's about coexisting. It's about understanding and coexisting, and understanding what's going on actually isn't scary. It's something somebody wants your attention. Now, there are times, however, right, where it is more negative, and maybe someone needs to take their home back. They need to take their space back. So are you kicking the spirit out? I mean, maybe you're telling it to leave, but really what the intention is giving the homeowner the opportunity to take their space back, gain that control back, because with us in our realm, in our reality, it should be us that's in control of our space. That's personally what I think. I don't think that. I think that when we go in there and we do a cleansing, I'll go in and I'll do that, and it's to bring in positive energy and to help negative energy leave. Right? It's about creating those vibrations, make it uncomfortable so that those negative energies leave. And so, like Eric said, what are you going to do if I go and I do that, and then the very next day they're on their Ouija board or they're filming on their camera trying to, it's like Eric said, it's pointless. We can only do so much.
Yeah.
We can only tell them what we think, and there's nothing definitive. We aren't doctors. There's nothing definitive. We can tell them what we think and what we feel, and then they choose what to do with it. And what they choose to do with it really is up to them. And we also go and we tell the client, hey, you know what? Please stay in contact with us, even after we go over our findings and what we think is. Stay in contact with us. That doesn't mean they're going to stay in contact with us. They're going to go and they're going to do their thing. So it's just so each case is different. And you can't. I go in with each case. It's more of, okay, I want to try and validate, first of all, if there's anything there. That's the first step. Is there something going on there, or is there something else that we need to help explain? So that's the first step.
And I will back you up with that, because, on my personal client level, I work in, being a Baruja, and, there's work in, different things as an aspects of, the occult and magic. There's a lot of times that I do come across people and I read for people or I do things, and, I don't sugarcoat anything. I tell them, like, boom, this is it, A to B. And, working magic or, being intuitive about certain things, people have to come with a real deal expectation that, you just can't wave a wand and everything's going to work. You have personal accountability with things. And, like you said, not everything is what you see in media or in the movies. It doesn't work like that. And a lot of the really dark, bad energy that I've, come in contact with, whether it be in somebody's house and certain things are manifesting, a lot of the times it had to do with that person. It wasn't even had to do with the property. Those people had just allowed themselves honestly to become their own portal and attract all this negative, energy, and they would carry it with them no matter where they moved.
Huh.
I mean, that can happen. A spirit can't a spirit be attracted or be with a person, so they follow them and they stay with them? I mean, kind of like an object, right? I mean,
and as what I call them as hitchhikers. And then a lot of the times,
I mean, kind of like an object, right? I mean,
and as what I call them as hitchhikers. And then a lot of the times,
I mean,
Yeah,
kind of like
yeah.
an object, right? I mean,
Thanks for that replay, Eric.
I don't know. He's like he put it on a loop.
How do you know it was me?
Oh, you all know how we know it's you, Eric? Because when you talk, there is a faint white line that comes from your circle that should be your face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang
So-
it. Betrayed by technology once again this evening. So, looking forward to seeing what Adam's able to put together at Fairfield County Infirmary. I'm very confident we're going to get another solid crew together, and that's going to be exciting. And there's a hero that people don't talk about very much, or I shouldn't say that. Adam sings her praises all the time, but Addie, she is a hero. She is constantly organizing stuff. She's a warrior. I don't know if we talked about Addie. I don't think we did.
No,
we should.
We didn't talk about Addie. She's like the mother hen. She's the squeak behind the wheel, you know?
She's the muscle. She's the muscle.
She's the muscle.
Yeah. That's what I say. I see she's the muscle. I don't know.
But she's like behind the scenes muscle.
The enforcer. Well,
So
Dave's an enforcer. I don't know. We're trying to make analogies here.
She's like
On that note,
she's like SpongeBob's SquarePants.
Wow. I don't even know what that means.
I don't know either, but it sounds cool. Like she's the pants on SquareBob's. Like who would SpongeBob be without the pants?
I don't know.
It wouldn't be SpongeBob SquarePants, would he?
No, he'd just be a sponge.
He'd be SpongeBob Square
that talks.
Yeah.
So okay.
To a meowing snail.
We that's out in the universe now. Can't take that back.
Nope. I just want you guys to know that tonight has been brought to you by Sudafed, my friend, who has kept me going throughout the show.
Sudafed.
Oh yes, Sudafed head. The
can't go to sleep ever again. Sleep relieves you from headache and sore throat and runny nose medicine.
Yeah, it dries you out completely.
But keeps you awake for days at a time.
Yeah, they use it to make meth.
They use Look, it dries you out. Okay, it dries the mucus out and makes it so you're not as mucusy. And then there's other medicines out there that make you drain, make you get it out. Right now, for our show, I don't want to be draining out mucus. That'd be gross. That'd be worse than my SpongeBob SquarePants analogy. So
instead, do you sacrifice sleep for the next week?
I'll just be up until probably about 2:00, which is honestly normal, except when I'm sick. When I'm sick,
and you're sending me TikTok videos at 2:00 in the morning.
TikTok videos,
and I'm like, Shawn, I gotta go to sleep. No more TikTok videos.
TikTok.
Freaking.
It's like what was the analogy I told you? TikTok videos were like, it's like if Beavis or if it was Jay and Silent Bob were to mate with
Beavis and
Butthead sisters or moms or something. That's TikTok.
Well, we can't unknow that. So that's awesome.
It's been a fun show.
Sure has. It, guys. Well, we appreciate you having us on. We talked a lot about nothing and a lot about everything.
That's what the show does. That's what we do.
Yeah, that's the full gamut there. Everything and nothing. I think we hit all those bases.
Justin Brown is on. How's it going, brother? Justin Brown. He wants to know about haunted mine shenanigans. Well, I'll tell you what.
That's a great question.
We've talked about it a couple times, but you know what? Here we are. It's just been a long show. Okay, it's now 11 o'clock. So this has been a long show. So let's bring it up again for those who are just tuning in or for those who fast forwarded to the end.
Okay. Well, Justin, this is kind of embarrassing, but my computer broke down about 2 weeks ago, and I had to take it in and get it repaired. And it's back now. It's still a little clunky, but I think I'll be able to get back on this and hopefully get her done here real shortly. I hate to give out a promise because God knows, and Shawn knows this, every time I make a video, something happens to my computer. I don't know why. I think the only time it didn't happen was what video was before? I think it was Randolph County Infirmary. I think that's the only video that it didn't crash on me. I think that's the only time it didn't crash. But every time it's been like a hardware failure or something ridiculously strange that could not be fixed by, just running the antivirus or something simple.
And I remember one time it was at the Kent stage. We made I investigated for a documentary that you made, and you literally just got the documentary done like 10 minutes before our team was going on to present the video.
That was insane.
Oh,
I stayed up and I was hallucinating. I was so tired. You guys remember I was sick and I had stayed up for, I think we clocked it at 32 hours straight. I was going on. Remember I was sitting in the chair and I was just like kind of nodding my head and that was crazy. Yeah. And then that night we had to lead those tours. That was painful.
That was rough.
But
we did it. You did it. Even with your broken ass computer, you did it, and the video came out great.
I appreciate that.
And we did a special thing for one of the and Eric really told the story about one guy in particular that's held the Kent stage near and dear to him. And I'm sorry, I can't think of his name right now.
Merle Mullenkoff.
Thank you. I'm like, it's late, and I got Sudafed head. But Merle, we said Eric and the owner of the Kent stage set up so that we presented it to his wife, and it was just so special. And we presented the video to her on the full movie screen in the Kent stage, and then we all went out to dinner after at a local restaurant in Kent, Ohio. It was just
Puffer Belly, yeah.
Which is no longer. I don't think they're still open. I don't know, I definitely understand. And Eric, isn't your computer like a new computer?
Yeah, I just bought this thing. I bought it so that I could make our haunted mines. That's why I got it, so that we could do some really neat, cool new type of effects that I wasn't able to do before. This one has the capability to push those kind of graphics, and I just didn't have it before. Now we do, and I did get those graphics done. So now it's just I'm just polishing it up now. That's where we're at. We're in the polishing up stages. So, but I hate to throw out a date and then have it crap out on me again. So,
I thought I heard tomorrow.
Oh, you might have.
You just got your computer yesterday. I mean, like tomorrow, like come on.
Yeah. Well, we would both be tickled. Let me tell you, I'm excited to get it out, but I'm also excited to be done with it, so that Dave and I can start talking about the next project. We're really looking for, like Dave already told you, we're looking at going to the Fairfield County Infirmary, and we're really excited about that, and we have a lot of ideas to improve our production value and hopefully bring more people into the experience with us. And you know, one cool thing about this is that we're really looking for people to interact with us. We're hoping to get ideas from them and things they want to see us try. If it's feasible, if it's something that we can do, and we like the idea, we're going to give it a shot. You know, that's what we want to do. We want to try to learn from everybody.
Yep.
So that's one really cool thing about being on YouTube is that you get that interaction. You know, you get that. Well, that's cool, Justin. You said it's booking up fast. Yeah, it's going to be busy. It's going to be busy.
Justin said that Fairfield County Infirmary booked up fast. You know what? I mean,
luckily, we had the distinct pleasure of knowing all of this for the last few months. So
yeah.
Now, I may have known a little bit of something since some certain time, but I still haven't gotten to go. But I still, like I said, it's not a matter of if. It's a matter of when. So
put that on a t-shirt, Shawn.
I know, right? I'm going to. Here, Justin says he said sorry. He had a show tonight and is just now able to get on. Don't even worry about it.
Don't apologize to me, Justin. No. Apologize to Dave. He's heartbroken.
Yeah.
He's heartbroken and angry.
No, I completely understand because most of the time when you guys are doing shows, I'm still working, so I'm trying to juggle and share and make sure I'm getting everybody's stuff out there.
I like Justin's idea.
I want to do it. Whatever the experiment, I want to do it.
Justin says, I think a double-blind experiments with psychics would be a cool thing to do on the Haunted Minds show.
I love the idea of trying new things.
Sorry.
But the only thing that frightens me a little bit, not even frightens me, but kind of worries me about that is I don't like to test psychics because I feel like they don't like to be tested. You know, if I put them, that's one reason why a lot of psychics don't want to be tested is because they know that there's so many variables in what they're doing. You know, it's if a spirit appears to a psychic in a certain way, all they can tell you is what they see, but spirits can take on any form they want a lot of times. And spirits can say one thing, and who's to say that they're telling the truth? It's really hard to test that. It really is.
Well, I would have to say I failed at Shawn's psychic cards, but I will tell you 99.9. Yeah, the 99.5%. I would say, yeah, I don't like to be tested in some things, but there's some things because I am seasoned and the type of magic that I practice, I work with goetic and different types of understandings of practices, put it that way. You know, I definitely don't I like to almost like want to be tested just for me to say, this is my gift. I'm point on, you know, straight on with it, and just to have validation at times. Just because a lot of people don't want to believe that we're legit. For the ones that are really legit and not like Long Island.
Well, I feel like there could be a little bit of miscommunication on my part. Like I enjoy validating their abilities, but it's hard to test them because, you know, imagine you're somebody at home watching a video and I put you in a room and I say, what do you pick up on? You say, I pick up on this, and I put somebody else in a room and they pick up on the same thing. Who's to say we didn't cue them or something? It's really tough to do it. And I've seen a lot of the actual skeptics that test psychic ability. I think the great Randy was one of them. He was a magician, and he would test psychics, and he would do it in such a way where You could win if you could read a card that he was holding, but psychics couldn't do that. That
Right.
sort of stuff. That's the kind of thing. I don't want to put that. There might be a way for me to do it.
Mhm.
To do it like a dueling psychic kind of thing. I just haven't I haven't been creative enough to come up
Mhm.
with something that would validate it and not look like I'm front loading. And
Mhm.
I think Adam's done it before. I should probably
Yeah,
get
we've
some
done it
ideas.
with Becca and Michelle Belanger a couple times.
What if you don't look at it as a test, though? What if it's a way of two psychics kind of connecting and trying to see, what if it's not a test? What if it's, if you get in a situation like that, if two people, to me, connect on probably one or two things in a matter of 45 minutes or an hour,
Mhm.
that to me is pretty incredible.
And-
I think that, and I think that maybe the point isn't for them. I think the point would be maybe to see what they both get. They get two readings on a location at the same
Mhm.
time and see what they both get. So maybe the point doesn't have to be for them to get the same thing. Maybe it could just be two different psychics giving two different readings at the same time of what might be going on, because one psychic might be able to tap into something that's going on while the other psychic might tap into something else.
And that's how I work with BB Rod. I've known BB Rod since 2013, and that's how we are. It's like we tag team, and then like when we go into something, and she does like a lot of the ghost hunting up in the New York area. I mean, it's literally scary, some of the feedback that her and I have together, because it's just that how we psychically connect. It's just like it's crazy scary sometimes how we've been on point with things.
It's funny. This is just my because you guys are probably right. It's just me
Mhm.
being over cautious because I have a way of saying things, and Shawn, you can vouch. And
Mhm.
sometimes I'm very direct, and it comes across as me being a jerk. So I'll say something like, "Well, I don't want to do that," but in my
Uh-huh.
mind, I mean it in a very pleasant, nice way.
Yeah.
I don't. Becca is a phenomenal. She has gifts. I'm telling you, she has gifts, and I'm sure if I asked her a question, she would tell me what she's picking up on. But I hate to do that to her because I don't know how she feels about it. She doesn't. If she doesn't feel comfortable giving you an answer, I don't want to put somebody in that position. That's a little bit different than what we're
Yeah.
talking about, but that's how closely I analyze the psychic phenomena.
Well,
That ability. I don't
Mhm.
like to put. I personally, like, if I have a friend, like
Yeah.
okay, like Shawn's my friend, Dave's my friend. If I test them, if I put them in situations where I'm testing them,
Mhm.
I don't think that's fair, and I don't like it when people do it to me. Like
Mhm.
if somebody's like, I'm gonna put a snare here and see if he takes the bait, and if he does, he's
Yeah.
not my friend. I don't like that. That's not.
Yeah.
I don't want anybody to do that to me, and I don't do that to anyone. If they're a bad person, or if they're not my kind of person, I should say, that doesn't mean they're a bad person. But if they're not my kind of person that I want to spend time with, they're eventually going to reveal themselves as that
Mhm.
kind of person. And I'm not going to have to set up any kind of trap or any kind of snare. They're going to slip up. They're going to show their true nature. Nobody can keep up a positive front
Mhm.
forever. Generally, it doesn't take very long for somebody to reveal their true intentions, or to
Mhm.
say or do something to show you who they really are.
And
So
I'm in agreement with that. Most people do hang themselves, and like I said, for me, like a lot of the times when people ask me something, they'll ask me, "Hey, do you have space? Do you have a moment you can maybe answer something for me?" And because they do understand the wear and tear it is for energetically on people that have this type of gift, And I do respect what you're saying because it lets me know that you understand, on the other side of the coin, what it would be like to have to be 24 hours, 7 days a week and know things that you shouldn't know or see things that you shouldn't see. So I
Sure.
respect that.
I'm totally fair about people who have gifts too, because
Mhm.
I know that, say for example, if Dave was lying to me, I wouldn't know if he's lying to me. So how would I expect somebody who has gifts to know if a spirit is lying to them? How
Mhm.
is it any different? All they can do is tell me what they're picking up on.
Mhm.
And if two psychics go into a room and they pick up on different things, that doesn't disprove that you know what I'm saying? I,
Mhm.
d- I'm totally not against. I'm not against doing that. So what
Mhm.
Justin said, I want to say that I would like to do something like that.
Mhm.
I'm not smart enough yet to figure out a way to make it so that I'm not testing somebody or putting. It's really tough. I don't want to
Yeah.
make somebody feel uncomfortable or make them look
Mhm.
bad. It's
Well, we
it's
just call
it's
for
my it's my own crazy mind. That's
no,
all.
but we just call for clarity for you to have inspiration and let the muses guide you to where your next project or whatever it's going to be. So I just call that forth for you. You'll have that clarity.
Well, I
But that's
appreciate
okay.
that. Dave, did I say anything stupid?
Not
Always?
not today.
No, I
Uh,
never. I didn't take offense in anything, and I don't think it sounded stupid whatsoever. I think it sounded very, just very, very knowledgeable in the sense that you respect other people and what their gift is, and that you would never want to, and a lot of people aren't like that. So it's really nice that you understand, especially if you know Becca or any of us that go through this whole process of what being intuitive is. So that's nice that on that side of the realm understand that.
Well, I greatly appreciate that. And just, for everybody's sake, and Justin for bringing the question up,
Hmm.
or the suggestion, it's something that I think Dave and I will probably have to talk about and
Hmm.
see what we can do, because we definitely we wanted to get Becca on, and we wanted to work with her on something, to see what she wanted to do.
right.
Hmm.
Uh, Something like that at some point, maybe. So it was definitely something we wanted to work on. I'm just not clever enough to, on my own anyway, to come up with something like that. Working with a group of smart people, maybe I got a shot.
What one thing I'm going to say about working with Eric Mcgill, because I've worked with him for still short amount of time. Man, was it like 3-4 years? I think it was, right?
Something like that.
Um, he's always thinking about the people. He's always thinking about the other person. He's not the type of person where he definitely would not have you do anything that he wouldn't do personally. He's always thinking about the other person, and he thinks about how he
Yeah.
might make a person feel when he asks them to do something, as he just
Mhm.
displayed for us tonight. That's
Yeah.
just part of Eric. That's what he does. There's so and that's one of the things that makes him a good guy and such a great friend. So yeah,
Mhm.
I just wanted to throw that out there just because. Um,
Yeah,
Thank
he
you.
totally gets
Appreciate
5
that.
gold stars. 5 gold stars.
so Justin Brown says, of course, a cool show idea I would like to see you guys do is front loading a group before they go into a location they don't know about and see if they can capture something that correlates with the false information planted. So that's interesting.
Yes, I
So
love that.
you tell people fake history.
It's creating the thought form is what it is. That's the phenomena.
Yeah.
It's called thought form, where you
Yeah.
create the activity through the power of the mind, and then maybe you somehow capture the activity that validates what you just created.
That's
That's a very
We ca-
interesting
we
phenomena.
call
it is. It is.
yeah, we call that an egregore. It's that thought form mentality
Yeah.
and chaos magic. Yeah.
So Justin Brown also says basically what I do with the psychical research I do in my group is basically study the psychic phenomenon by seeing how accurate they can be, what correlates, what doesn't, and what basically comes out of it. What I have found is psychics can be wrong, they can be right on, and distracted. Um, and yeah, I think with Justin Brown does, and I've watched quite a few. I try to watch all of his stuff. I love what they do. I consider them friends.
The production value is really great on Justin's work. It's really great.
Yes, Justin, 2 plus 2. Exactly.
It is. And so what he does is he has the psychics go and they do a walkthrough on a lot of the investigations that they do, and they do them separately, and he like compares what they get, and it's a really kind of a neat thing to watch. It's and they of course do regular investigating too, but at that part it's just interesting to see, because then you really do see the research that they're doing on the psychic abilities.
Mm-hmm. Well, I would love to be a part of something like that, just because for my own curiosity and to know, just because for me, I've been, all my life I've been intuitive, and my mission is always to be the medicine and to help people, in anything that could help, substantiate or give credibility to psychics, and instead of, that the bunk gets out there is constantly making us look like, fools. I would love anything that would help grow the credibility of our, our intuitive abilities, and have people really understand.
Well, yeah, Shawn and Dave will tell you this about me. I would never do that. I would never make somebody look like a fool.
Right.
At least not on purpose. I make myself look like a fool, mostly on accident, though.
You're our favorite TikTok, okay? We got you, man.
All right.
What I would like to do real quick, since we're talking about Justin Brown so much and his team, they're called Interface Death. They have a YouTube channel, and they're definitely worth checking out, and they definitely deserve a shout out.
Yeah, definitely.
So I'm going to go ahead and pull up the link here so people can get it from the comments, so we can do that. They actually just came out with a new video on Hartford, Indiana, and what's interesting about that is that there's multiple locations that you can go and investigate at as a paid location. One of them is the Monroe House. One of the craziest locations I've been to, and I've been there multiple times. And I like how they put multiple locations together, because I've driven through that town. I haven't been to all the locations that they went to in this video. But I would drive through that town and I would be like, man, there is just something funky about this town. It's not right, and it's something supernatural. It's really kind of crazy. So it's really cool what they did with their video.
It's very Stranger Things, huh?
The town is very Stranger Things.
I'm telling you, Indiana is like that, so and I do want to give a shout out to Justin, because when I met Justin, he helped me learn a lot about myself as far as my psychic abilities. I had a really fantastic conversation with him, and he really he's a powerhouse, and he really helped me to up my game in a lot of areas. So I'm very appreciative of what he contributes, not only to the para community, but our psychic community as well.
You want to know something else about Justin Brown? He has a show on RU Media. Probably not. But he has a show on RU Media.
I know
and
that.
It's on Tuesdays.
Tuesdays
it's on. So make sure to check that out as well.
Mm-hmm.
So now that we have plugged Justin Brown and Interface Death, I'm going to go ahead and throw Deadlight out there. Get yourself a Deadlight, light up the night. They're illuminators for them. And now, earlier in the show, I showed a photo of Eric with a cat. And then I showed a photo of David. I'm not going to do this to you, Zarina. I don't even know if I can find.
Remember, I will make a doll of you, Shawn. I will make a doll of you.
Well, see, that's what I'm saying. I'm not going to do it to you.
Okay.
I found a photo of myself that I am uploading from back in 1990 something.
Oh my God.
Are you guys ready?
If you would have pre-asked me, I would have sent you my prom photo where I had like huge Aquanet hair. I could have hooked you up. What?
Wow. Chris Cross will make you jump.
Who's that chick?
Oh my God.
Wow.
So yeah.
Looks like one of the kids that sang Bop.
Oh, what? You cannot say I look like one of those bops.
Shawn
I'm wearing
Hansen.
a Nine Inch Nails shirt.
That's it.
Are you kidding me right now? I'm wearing a Nine Inch Nails shirt. Are you kidding me? Wow.
You can, well, I mean, you can polish a turd, but it's still a turd.
Wow. I was not a teeny bopper. Okay. No.
Dave wins. Who was that chick?
Oh, look at this.
That was good.
Look, I like Justin Brown's comment here. Why isn't it letting me? Are you serious?
What did he say?
That Nin shirt is dope AF. As fudge. Or fuck it. So,
Sean's,
here we go. Sean's emo days before emo was cool.
All right.
How old were you there, Shawn?
I was probably somewhere between the age of. I was probably in high school, man. I was probably somewhere, between 15 and 17. I don't remember.
And what year was that?
1990 something.
Okay.
I don't know what year exactly.
I was still relatively fresh then.
I'm older than all of you guys. I was like a metalhead. I was there when Headbangers Ball first came out. I was like Ozzy Osbourne, all the hair bands, Megadeth, Metallica. I was there.
Speaking of the RU Media Network, Dave, what's coming up? I know we have some really cool things on the cusp. You and I have kind of been chatting back and forth here and there. 2020, you said it's going to be big, but we haven't said anything specific about RU Media Network and what's going to happen. But I do know of some things you had mentioned.
Basically just for us to finally be able to drop Our Haunted Minds and
but
move on to the next episode. But
there's some really cool potential streaming opportunities coming up here.
Oh yeah.
Do we want to talk about that? I don't want to push you into talking about anything like that if you're not ready.
Well,
we do have some really cool stuff coming up, and it's not just Our Haunted Minds. And
I will say that we will have the opportunity with 3 different locations to do some 24-hour live cams.
Okay.
You can probably guess 2 of those locations.
Yeah.
And that would be exclusively with Madison Seminary and eventually with Fairfield County Infirmary.
Awesome.
And there is one more that I won't say anything about yet.
What?
So that's a pretty big bombshell right there.
That is awesome. It's always fun to go on and check out these live cameras. And you know what? It's like sometimes you like get that itch and you just can't leave the house, or you just for whatever reason. So you can go and check out these live feeds. So that's awesome.
I will say all of them are 35,000 square feet plus.
Ooh.
Whoa! Wow.
So, and hopefully we'll have multiple different places for us to.
That knocked out the first place I thought of. So okay.
Yeah, it's
But mostly that Our Haunted Minds thing.
And I'm so sorry. I promise, guys. I made that announcement that things were gonna come out really soon, and then it wasn't just a few days later. You know what was weird about the issues that I was having is I did all my narration and I was listening back to it after things started going wonky. It started sounding like I couldn't say S's. So I would say especially. That's how it would come out. It made me sound like a robot sometimes. I couldn't get it fixed. It just totally screwed up. So shame on me. Shame on me. I never you remember I never wanted to give a release date because you never know what's gonna happen. And daggone it, it bit me. So but I'm back on track. It'll be soon. I do apologize for that.
No problem. So no, you guys actually that's a lot of really good news. It's so cool to be a part of this. Now I'm just gonna kind of throw this out there, not to like toot my own horn or anything, but
toot.
But the first podcast on RU Media. So
which means I trust you just enough to not throw you across the room.
And you like me enough to keep me around. I appreciate both.
No, we've had a lot of fun putting this all together and getting a nice crew of creators together that do some really awesome stuff. So hopefully we can continue to grow some more in 2020. You're saying a lot of different opportunities with the different locations and with Our Haunted Minds and seeing where Resident Undead goes this year. You know, just we'll have to wait and see. I'll tease you enough.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Don't go ahead, Eric.
The only thing I would like to add to what Dave said and just about the RU Media Network in general is that all the shows on the network, Dave has he has a screening process. It's secret. I'm a privy to it, but he likes talented individuals, and he only accepts people that he feels are talented. So that's a compliment and a testament to everybody who's on here. A lot of people have reached out, and he's very, very. I don't even know what the word is. He's good at picking the right people. I'll say that. We have on this network of all the paranormal podcast shows that I've heard that are really out there, just kind of doing their thing. I think we got some of the. I really think we got the best. That's my opinion, but there's the shows here are just really entertaining and they're great. So that's just a testament to everybody on here. And I don't know. I'm not good with the words. Where's Adam when you need him?
By that he means Into the Abyss is a great show. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, it is.
I'm kidding.
You look at and Justin was just on here a little bit ago.
Yeah.
Like I've told Dave this before, the graphics, the way he does his show, they're phenomenal.
They really are.
Yeah, he's a way ahead of the curve on that stuff. You got Gooseby and Heisenberg doing their thing, and their show's really awesome. What else was I gonna say? Oh, Ashley Storm. Yeah, the list goes on. Really, everybody does a great job. Makes it easy for Dave and I to kind of kick back and enjoy.
Well, and do our best to share the hell out of all of you.
Well, thank you. Definitely appreciate that. Steve White, real quick, just says, "Oh no, don't make a doll. Bill will blow up the doll head." LOL. Justin knows this to be true. Just kidding, guys. Have a great night. Thank you for an awesome show. Thank you, Steve, for tuning in again. But I don't know about blowing up doll heads. That sounds like something that they would have done on another TV show.
Justin has another show that he does on Friday nights.
Yeah.
That's a reference to.
Oh, okay. There's a TV show or a paranormal show where they would try and catch spirits and then they like blew them up.
Well, that's a great idea. I think it works.
I don't know. It's on TV, so it's real.
It has to be true. It's
So what is? So I have a question. Have you guys ever used the mirror box? I know there's like a specific name for that, but I can't remember where they used to
the
trap
black mirror?
spirits in mirror boxes. Yeah, I called it exactly, but it's
I know
a
I
mirror
haven't.
box.
Oh, you're
One of
talking
these?
about
Is that what you're talking about? One of these? Or are you talking about like
No.
a trap? Like you build a box with like a mirror and you like, you know what? The Monroe
Yeah.
House had a big one. Remember, Eric, when we were there with Ectovision, they had in the living room, they had a space that was put up and it's all mirrors on the walls and the inside.
Mm-hmm.
And they like had a door and they like I don't know. I don't know. I wouldn't want to go inside. I wouldn't go in that room. Actually, remember that, Eric? I wouldn't go in there.
Oh.
Well,
do you
what
remember
it
that?
is that they
No.
have it where it's inverted mirrors, and what it
Devil's Toy
is,
Box.
it's a container box, and I think someone called it the devil box or one time, and it has like magical sigils and stuff on it where they actually would trap ghosts or energy or demonic things in it, and I didn't know if you guys had heard of it.
Yeah. Justin said Devil's Toy Box. It sounds scientific.
Yes.
And Justin says that they blow up haunted doll heads. Really? I'm now very intrigued, and I'm gonna have to check it out. I'm gonna go check that out now. So
well, on that fun note, guys, I have to bow out.
Yeah, I was about to.
Well, do you guys want to just one more thing?
Yes,
Okay.
one more thing.
And then you guys can go. Okay.
No, you did not.
Look.
She sent it to me, so.
Look,
Nice.
yeah, but I told you didn't have to post it. That was for your own amusement.
I told
Right.
you I was posting it. I said, "Oh, I am."
Oh, that's okay because you know what? In that dress, I did a pageant in that dress, and I did my little pageant
Beautiful.
wave.
I don't know what you're ashamed of. It's not like
I did.
okay. What's worse, this like a beautiful girl in a beautiful gown, or
A beautiful girl in a
Dick
9-inch nail shirt.
That was actually my lucky gown because I won Miss Asian Pacific in that gown. Let me tell you what, I got the crown, but when I went backstage, Miss Thailand was pissed off. Me and her fought over my crown that night. It was down. That dress was ripped. It was on like Donkey Kong. So I'm just saying.
I think
just thought I
that
would share.
you look wonderful in that picture. I don't know. That doesn't even compare to the photos of the rest of us. So
yeah, you won the contest tonight.
You went for beauty. I mean, us. I don't know. I probably won for freaking the worst style.
That's the best. If we're gonna be real, like
I-
that's
The wallpaper.
I just
Can we talk about this wallpaper, please?
I just hear Bop right now in my head. That's all I hear.
Let's take a minute to talk about that wallpaper, your Lord and Savior. I'm just saying. Eric gets the most cutest with a kitty cat.
Amen.
And
I get
and
stunt
Dave
work
gets
for Seth Rogen.
Right? Exactly. For real. That's dope, man.
Love it. That was awesome, guys. Hey, thank you guys for such a fun show. Everybody, make sure to check out our Haunted Minds. I want to get you guys on again once the video comes out. So please stay in touch. I think that we might have one Wednesday open for March so far, but we will make room for you guys.
Excellent.
So let us know. Please just let us know. I just can't. Yeah, but it's okay. We'll work it out. Tomorrow, next week, real quick. Hey, you know what? While I do the house cleaning, if Eric and Dave, if you guys need to get going, I definitely understand. I was just going to announce our guest for next week because I'm really excited for it, or I should say for them, because our guest next week is Madison Smith. I don't know if you guys are familiar with who Madison Smith is, but she is, I believe, 11 years old, and she's a paranormal investigator. And she is hosting an event at the Hinsdale House. So it's a public ghost hunt. Man, she's got a podcast already. She's in magazines. She's a big deal. She is up and coming. Eric talked about the future of the paranormal community. This is it right here. I'll tell you what. When I started in the paranormal, bringing an 11-year-old or anyone under the age of 18 really was not even considered. So it's gonna be awesome. She's opening doors for a lot of people, and she's making changes in the community. So it's gonna be fun, guys. So make sure to tune in next week. And also, with that being said, if you have anything that you want to promote a book, an event, a show, a video, I don't care. If you just want to talk about spooky stuff and have a good time, contact me, Zarina, or RU Media. You can contact me on Facebook, Zarina Crow on Facebook. You can contact, but there's just so many ways to contact us. Contact us during a show. Let us know. It's free and it's fun, guys. We don't always have to go on until 11:30 p.m. But we can because Dave and Eric are cool like that and let us do it. So please hit us up, and thank you everybody for watching. Have a great rest of your week. Thank you for helping us over this hump that we call Wednesday. And guys, remember one thing. It's not a matter of if.
I knew it. I knew it.
It's a matter of when. And with that, good night. Don't forget to check out Our Haunted Minds and keep up with that and watch for those posts and everything. Go to their YouTube channel. So hit that bell. Get the notifications so you know when the video comes out. All right, guys. With that, I'm going to stop rambling. Does anyone else want to say anything?
Yeah, Dave and I will be on the Cryptic tomorrow.
Oh, that's right.
Now that you remember.
That's right. They will be on the Cryptic internet radio show. That's always a lot of fun. So make sure to check that out tomorrow.
That's with Goose, right?
That's with Goose.
Ooh.
And his co-host
Heisenberg,
who are both my new bosses at my new paranormal team, Dark Alley Paranormal. So
yeah,
good guys. We're a family, and it's awesome. I'm glad to be part of it. So thanks again, guys. I really do appreciate it.
Yep, thanks for having us.
Hey, no problem.
Thank you, Eric. Thank you, Dave.
Thanks,
Serena.
Aloha.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.